so he's begging you to go to the Finley Roofing Facebook page, nominate your favorite veteran, and they could win a prize package with Eric Church concert tickets, cool swag, roofing discounts, and more. That boy. Veterans protect us, and Finley Roofing wants to protect veterans. Hurry, the $1,500 roof replacement discount ends November 11th, and 0% financing is available. Schedule your free roof analysis today at finleyroofing.com.
It's the Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, and Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto-pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Good morning at 9 o'clock. I'm Graham Carroll. This news brought to you by Trajan Wealth, our top local story.
Extremely anxious because I catch about 5 to 9 flights a week.
Nervousness and frustration for many flyers as the government shutdown continues to impact air travel. And today, the FAA's mandated reduction in flight schedules goes into effect at the nation's largest airports, including Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson.
It's not unusual for flights to be reduced because of bad weather, but for the government to order airlines to limit their flights.
It's certainly something that I've never seen before.
Dan McCabe with the National Air Traffic Controllers Association says even as flights at Hartsfield-Jackson are set to be affected, the workers in the tower won't see much of a change.
They're still going to work. They're still not getting paid.
In a statement, an airport spokesperson says they are putting measures in place to ensure that passengers affected by the FAA flight reductions can continue to have an optimal experience. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
So there is a 4% cutback beginning today, but it ramps up to 10% by the end of next week if nothing changes. Almost 80 flights at the Atlanta airport have been canceled this morning and hundreds more across the country. 2 suspects are facing several drug-related charges after a major bust in DeKalb County.
It starts with the discovery of 48 pounds of methamphetamine pills during a stop by DeKalb County Police and DEA agents. Police spokesman Blaine Clark says that led officers to a home on Canberra Drive in Stone Mountain where they executed a search warrant.
Where they discovered an active pill mill operation.
Nearly 23,000 ecstasy pills were recovered, along with 19 kilos of methamphetamine powder, more than 6 grams of crystal meth, and 2.7 pounds of marijuana. Police have not identified the 2 suspects. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
An FBI bulletin to law enforcement warns that criminals are now posing as ICE officers. At least 5 such cases have been reported.
Criminal actors are using ICE's enhanced public profile and media coverage these days to their advantage to target vulnerable communities and to commit all sorts of criminal activity.
Aaron Katursky reports that one woman in Florida was taken by a fake ICE agent to a hotel. Fortunately, she managed to escape. A topping out ceremony this morning at Midtown Atlanta's newest high-rise, 1072 West Peachtree. It is the tallest building constructed in the city in more than 3 decades, the final beam going up at the 749-foot tower. Overall, it is going to be Atlanta's 5th tallest building, just ahead of Atlanta's longtime tallest building, the Westin Peachtree Plaza Hotel. The new skyscraper will feature hundreds of luxury apartments as well as office and retail space when it opens next year. The Cobb DOT Columns Drive Improvement Project begins today, seeking to address safety concerns and enhance the corridor's appearance. After recent incidents with fallen trees, engineers and residents work together on a plan that balances safety with preserving the area's character. Crews will remove 47 hazardous trees. They will prune others and later plant 50 new trees and hundreds of shrubs. Most of the planting will be finished by early January, with maintenance continuing through the spring of next year. A dire warning from Britain's Prince William as he spoke at the COP30 climate in Brazil.
All of us here today understand that we are edging dangerously close to the Earth's critical tipping points, thresholds beyond which the natural systems we depend on may begin to unravel.
The Prince also mentioning the Earthshot Prize he founded as an initiative to accelerate solutions to environmental challenges. The climate summit in the Amazon continues through November 21st. It is 9:03, and it is time now for a check of traffic and weather together. Let's check with Triple Team Traffic with Smiling Mark McKay.
Graham, we're still seeing some delays northbound on the connector, not as bad as you roll southbound towards 17th Street, Atlantic Station, and Georgia Tech. Crowded on I-75 leaving northwest Atlanta. The 85-400 corridor also a bit slow as you roll southbound toward the heart of the capital city. I-20 westbound starting to improve through the work zone into DeKalb County. A little leftover slowing I-20 east approaching Six Flags over Georgia. West leftover across the northern suburbs. Ashley Frasca.
85 south out of Gwinnett, certainly the slowest ride, but just sluggish in spots between Pleasant Hill and Pleasantdale. Georgia 400 south off to a great start down from Cumming and Alpharetta. A tap of the brakes in Marietta, ramping on to 75 south through Canton Road, Highway 5. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly cloudy through the afternoon with an isolated rain shower possible for the ride home. Today's high is 74. Rain showers overnight into early tomorrow morning. Lows in the low 60s. Drying out tomorrow afternoon, becoming mostly cloudy. High 75.
Right now we have 56 degrees in Palmetto, 55 degrees in Duluth, and it is 56 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:05. More news at 9:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Happy Friday, friends. Going to have a good time over the next 3 hours. We've got a lot of important issues to talk about. The government shutdown rolls along, day 38, what that's doing to air travel in just a moment. We're going to go live to Capitol Hill in 30 minutes. Any progress on negotiations ending the shutdown? President Trump is welcoming Viktor Orban, the Prime Minister of Hungary. He's the head honcho in Hungary. He's going to the White House today. We'll preview that. We've got political analyst Bill Crane at 10:35, and then a cavalcade of stars. Deborah Green you knew Deborah. Be honest with me. You knew by Friday I was going to be exhausted talking about all these big stories. So you were like, let's get some.
We're done with the shutdown. We're done with, yes.
Let's get some fun guests. And we have some amazing fun guests. Actor Melvin Gregg. He is in The Paper, that Office spinoff. He's going to join us live. Everyone loves Phil Rosenthal. He's going to join us again on the Mark Arum Show. And then very, very excited, Kevin Smith, Clerks, Mallrats, Dogma, Jay and Silent Bob. I've never interviewed him, so I'm very excited. He's in town this weekend doing a show up at Helium. So we got a lot of fun stuff to go along with the heavy news. And you heard it throughout Atlanta's Morning News with Chris Chandler. Chaos at the airport. Today is the day where the FAA and Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy have directed flights to be canceled so the bare bones air traffic controller system can handle it. Covering the story and joining us from ABC News, it's transportation and travel expert Sam Sweeney. Sam, good morning. Still kind of early in the morning. We're already up to almost 100 cancellations at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson, up over 50 delays. It seems like this is just the tip of the iceberg. It's probably going to get a lot worse from here on in.
It is, but the good news is that if you are on one of those impacted flights, the airlines are preemptively telling you about that, and you are not showing up to the airport. So we're not going to see mass chaos at airports or people sleeping on cots. And in fact, I just spoke with United, and they tell me that for the majority of the people who were on an impacted flight, they were able to rebook them on another flight that departs within 4 hours of their original flight. So they're canceling the flights with the least amount of impact. where it's easiest to rebook passengers.
So for the listeners out there that might have a flight that's in, one of these cancellation zones, if their flight is canceled, the airlines will do the rebooking for them, and they'll get alerted so they don't have to go to the desk at Delta or United and try to find a suitable flight?
Exactly. It's going to be, they get canceled and then the system automatically rebooks them. But the biggest tip of advice I can give is to download the airline's app. That's where you will be notified of that cancellation. You will also be notified of your new itinerary immediately. And if that new itinerary doesn't work for you, you'll be able to quickly switch it to something else. Or if you say, hey, look, I'm just not going to take this trip, you can cancel your flight and get a full cash refund if the airline does cancel your flight.
Sam, this is the first day of what we think will be kind of a stepladder approach to flight cuts directed by the FAA. So a certain percentage cut today and tomorrow, and that number expected to go up next week?
It'll go up, 1 or 2% each day, and then by November 14th, it will reach 10%. But again, everybody's hoping that this government shutdown will be over by then, and they don't have to reach that number. But look, if this goes on past November 14th, and the FAA says, look, our controllers keep calling out in mass numbers, and we need to reduce more flights, they will. That number will jump even higher.
Sam Sweeney is the travel and transportation reporter for ABC, joining us on the Mark Arum Show. All the focus has been on the air traffic controllers, but are we seeing elongated delays through security at big airports around the country because of TSA workers also in that federal worker pool?
We are, and it's been, sporadic. Sometimes you go to the airport and you get through in 2 minutes, and then the next day you're there and it's 1 hour. It really depends on those sick calls. But for the most part, things have been pretty smooth. Even this morning, I've heard for someone, they just said they went through security in Boston. They were through in 3 minutes. Another person messaged me from Philadelphia, and they said they were through in 4 minutes. So it really depends. But for the most part, across the board, the averages have been anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, which is great. But you do run that risk that you show up that one day and a whole bunch of people have called out sick, and now you're waiting 1 hour.
I mentioned to you before we came on the air that I have a flight scheduled for New York next Thursday evening. We had our travel expert on yesterday. He said that the flights that are least likely to get canceled are the first ones out every morning. Should I maybe preemptively move my flight to an earlier flight? Are there any suggestions you can give the listeners on how to avoid an upcoming flight cancellation?
Early flights are always the best, whether we're in a government shutdown or not. And the reason is that most of those planes come in overnight. The maintenance is handled overnight. The crews are ready to go. They're already in place, and you leave on time. But if there is an issue, you now have the entire rest of the day to figure out another option or another solution to get to your destination. Whereas if you're on the last flight of the night, well, then you're stuck overnight and your options are limited. So yes, always book in the morning. But again, the good news here with this is that they are telling people, Delta says they're going to tell people at least a day before their flight. So you'll have some wiggle room there to rebook if you need to.
Knock on wood. Sam Sweeney, ABC News. Sam, great stuff as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's amazing. I keep freaking out about next Thursday flight. We're going to New York for Maya's birthday. And my biggest concern has been wait times through TSA. I made sure I logged on early this morning, Deborah. So I got in at 6:30 and I went to the ATL.com. And the longest wait was in the lower north checkpoint, and it was only 15 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
Not bad at all.
That's nothing.
And right now, it's all in the green. The main checkpoint's only 4 minutes right now.
It's not like that 3-hour one you had.
Yeah. So, in the Bahamas, don't get me started on that. So I'm actually less worried about TSA than my flight being canceled right now. And I know there are folks listening now that worked for Delta or Eastern back in the 80s. And it just to show you how amazing technology really is, and we take it for granted now. So back in the 80s, when the air traffic controllers went on strike and President Reagan just fired them all, and you had to rebook all these tickets, whatever, imagine the struggle it was, or if this situation was going on in 1985, where 10% of the flights are canceled and there's delays, like the manpower, woman power it would take behind the scenes to rebook everyone, just you as a traveler. All right, my flight's canceled. What do you have to do? Well, you got to go to the airport. You got to go to the counter, and they're issuing paper tickets. I love what Sam Sweeney, and I had this happen to me when I went to Chicago over the summer for that big baseball card convention. My flight got canceled, and it just popped up in my app. Like, all right, you're rebooked. Like the ease of a tough situation like this in travel is so much easier in 2025 than it was in 1985. Even in the late 90s, I remember Captain Herb and I did a behind-the-scenes tour at Delta back in the 90s. And this is late 90s, maybe early 2000s. But the technology then was still ancient compared to what it is now. And I was marveling at the logistics of how they could get everyone booked and all the flights arranged. It's crazy. But if there's one good thing about technology is if your flight's canceled, and it's not just Delta, but United, American, like they will rebook you automatically and it just pops up in your app. So you don't have to wait in a 3-hour line at the Delta counter to try to find a new flight. I think that is unbelievable. But again, as Sam Sweeney said there, this is just the beginning. It's going to get progressively worse. Up to 10% of the flights will be canceled when I'm trying to fly next week, which is fantastic. Sam also mentioned United Airlines offering refunds. That might be the way to go. If you don't have necessary travel and you want to deal with this, United Airlines says whatever. They're just going to give you your money back?
Yeah, the CEO of United is saying that if you don't want to deal with this, even if your flight's not affected, like say wherever you and Maya are going, that flight isn't canceled, but you just don't want to deal with the extra lines or anything, that you can go ahead and cancel now and you'll get a 100% refund on your ticket. You don't have to worry about anything because they understand, hey, people just don't want to deal with this. They don't want to stress about it.
Absolutely. I'm going to play some audio from travelers, I believe, out in Denver and Houston that are like, I'm just going to cancel my trip. It's not that important. I'll do it. But what I love what United's doing there, and I'm pretty sure Delta will do the same thing, is usually when you cancel a flight, they'll give you flight credit. And you're like, all right, we're going to credit your account $400, whatever. But United's like, if you want the money, you can get the money back, which is great. American Airlines, I don't know if this is related to, we're going heavy on aviation at the start of the show here. I don't know if this is related to the government shutdown and the canceled flights, but American Airlines, another big carrier, announcing some big cuts.
American's going to lay off a small number of management support staff, and it's mostly going to be in their headquarters, and they're out of Fort Worth, Dallas. And they said this is part of restructuring, trying to realign sources. I don't know if this is necessarily 100% with the government shutdown, as just airlines have struggled lately anyway. But yeah, they're going to be making some cuts too, mostly upper management, not so much the people that you see every day.
All right. So, the airline industry, the lack of international tourism, I know, has been weighing down, but that's provided some deals if you want to fly internationally, that there's a lot of empty seats there. And a lot of folks might be like, well, I can't do this. But if you have the means and you don't want to putz around with a flight cancellation or TSA, or air traffic controllers calling out sick, there is this is for Ericsson if you're listening, a new app for private jet travel. It's kind of like Uber for jets?
Yeah, that's what they're calling it. And it's based here out of Georgia. It's a tech startup, and they're going to be launching it. It hasn't launched yet, but it's coming very soon. And basically what you said, if you want to book a flight like you would in a Waymo car or something like that, you can go ahead and use this app and book a private flight. Now, it's just in the early stages, but it is going to start here in Georgia, servicing Georgia and Florida, and they hope to launch by as soon as the beginning of next year.
What's the app called? Does it say?
No, it's just called Uber Inspired Private Jet App. So they haven't released a name yet.
But it's Atlanta-based.
Yeah, it says Georgia-based.
All right, if you're listening, private jet app people, I want to be a beta user on this. I looked into this a couple of years ago because every Christmas I go to Connecticut to see my parents. And you remember, Longoria, that one drive home from Connecticut to Atlanta? It's a 16-hour nonstop drive.
Yeah.
And it took me 6 days.
Yes, I remember.
Because I had car issues. And I was like, never again, never again. So the next Christmas, I looked in because I want to bring the dogs. That's why I drive, is so I can bring the dogs up. And I was like, let me see what it costs to get a plane, and I was like, oh, I can't afford that. It wasn't like, it was a lot of money. I don't even remember what it was, but it was more than I could afford. And I was like, oh, that's a bummer. And then I looked into Amtrak.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Amtrak they have dog-friendly things, but there was something about, I don't know, you have to, if you're traveling with the dogs, like every 8 hours, you have to change trains or something. There was some weird, it might have been
something
COVID.
With animals, though. Yeah, so the train isn't necessarily a lot cheaper than flying either.
Yeah, so this Christmas, I'm debating. Well, I there's no debate. I need to take Soba up to Connecticut, so I'm going to drive again. God forbid, unless this private jet app, gets founded in time for me to fly. Although, I'm driving. I know. I'm
Don't
driving.
drive the Jag.
No, I'm not.
Megabus or anything?
No.
Yeah, don't drive the Jag.
Yeah,
yes.
don't drive that.
I'm renting a car. 100%. I'm not going to.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Take Maya's vehicle.
It was like the Gilligan's Island of a road trip. It was supposed to be a 3-hour tour, and I just got stranded in Cary, North Carolina for 6 days in a extended stay motel with Bosco.
I remember.
Oh, God. Unbelievable. All right. Anyway, we're going to continuously update the government shutdown and the impact to air travel. Obviously, a huge story. Almost 100 flights canceled this morning already at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. 9:18 on the Mark Arum Show. I know it was a grind earlier out of Gwinnett County on 85. Hopefully, things have calmed down on the roads. Checking the drive around town. Let's say hello and good morning to Mr. Mike Shields.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Yes, much better news, especially I-85 southbound inside the perimeter between Chamblee and Brookhaven. Long-standing tractor-trailer on its side. That is gone. That happened at 5:30 this morning. Cleared about an hour ago, and the delays are gone as well. Outside the perimeter, still sluggish. 85 southbound from 316, working your way down to 285, but no crashes impacting lanes. Crash cleared in Marietta, 75 southbound at South Bader Parkway. Those delays are gone. Just a few brake lights from Delcro getting down to 285. The support is brought to you by the Georgia Lottery. Hey, Georgia, remember you can play Georgia Lottery games from almost anywhere on any device. Go to galottery.com and click on DigiGames. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
It's the longest government shutdown in history.
The Trump administration told a judge that families that rely on SNAP will get 50% of their monthly food assistance allotment during this shutdown.
Republicans blame Democrats.
Who President Trump called extortionists.
Democrats blame Republicans.
It's time to sit down and negotiate with Democrats.
The American people blame both.
Workers pray leaders in Washington will come to a compromise.
What happens next?
Tune in often throughout the day for the very latest. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
It's the Love Your Home Minute from TE Certified. Hi, it's Chris Chandler with Josh, the local owner of TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. You know him. That's him you see jumping out of the back of their trucks. Josh, what should I be doing to love my home right now?
Seasonal HVAC maintenance.
About that time.
Absolutely. Our HVAC systems work hard for us all year round, and every once in a while we need to show them a little love too. So we need to come out, change your filters, clean the drain line, check all the electrical and gas connections, check the refrigerant, and make sure the settings are in tip-top shape for this season. This is going to make you more comfortable in your home. This is going to help you save energy, and of course it's going to keep you from having any of those bad breakdowns that happen at the worst time.
So it keeps you comfy for sure. What are some of the other benefits of the seasonal maintenance?
Well, absolutely, it's going to save money because an efficient system is going to use less energy as it runs.
All right, excellent, Josh. I am so glad I had TE maintain my system. It certainly helped me love my home.
TE certified, we love your home.
We are here with CFP Matthew Decker of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Matt, you have created a 20-question guide that asks the pointed, sometimes uncomfortable questions about where you stand in retirement. And you have to ask yourself, who is your guide?
That's right. Who is your guide? We sometimes think of retirement as like a mountain that you need to climb. And if you're going to ascend the mountain, it's important that you have a guide that has been there before, who has helped other people accomplish the same task. And we've seen that this is so important. There's so much value in the financial planning world. But if you don't know what's accessible, if you don't know what questions to ask, if you don't know what kind of value you should be receiving for the fees that you're paying, oftentimes you don't get it. So we created this guide to ask those questions and really point you in the direction of the type of service, the type of value that you should be receiving for the fees that you're paying if you're engaging a professional money manager or financial planner.
All right, so Matt, how can we get our hands on this 20-question guide?
We want to make it as simple as possible. So you can call us at 770-280-1488. All you have to do is tell the representative that you're looking for our 20-question guide. You can also go to our homepage, retireatlradio.com. You can send us a note there. Just let us know you're looking for the guide. We don't need your email address. You don't have to create an account. You know, it's not protected by some kind of paywall. This is something we want to provide to you for free so that you can know, am I getting value for the fees that I'm paying? It's complimentary, created by us here at the Vincent Financial Group. Again, 770-280-1488. Ask for the guide, or you can go to retireatlradio.com.
770-280-1488. or online at retireatlradio.com. And join us for Retire ATL every Sunday right here on WSB.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
If you need a furnace, think of Reliable with unbeatable lifetime warranty and only $59.99 a month. It's getting cold out there. Don't be a turkey this Thanksgiving. Hey, it's Mark Aram here. Reliable Heating and Air wants to keep you warm and feed you too with free Turkey Tuesday. Every Tuesday leading up to Thanksgiving, listen to my show for your chance to win a free Thanksgiving turkey courtesy of Reliable Heating and Air, the name Atlanta trusts when it's time to turn on the heat. Stay cozy, save energy, and keep your oven and your furnace cooking this holiday season. Visit ReliableAir.com to schedule your furnace check today.
Will my hair really grow back? Do I still get to have a birthday party? Can my teddy come into the machine with me? Will you stay with me tonight, Mommy?
Every day, kids at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta ask questions they should never have to. By giving today, you can help us answer them. With your support, our kids get the care and treatment they need, and even a birthday they'll never forget. Give to Children's for that. Donate today at choa.org/give.
Your deck is more than just a place to flip a burger or have a cup of coffee. It gathers your friends and family on all your favorite occasions and is there to enjoy every day. Hi, I'm Scott Nelson, owner of Nelson Exteriors, and we build beautiful, high-quality decks at a reasonable price. We're licensed and insured, provide exceptional customer service, design help, and we'll work with the materials you want. Strength, durability, beauty. Decks done differently. Built by Nelson Exteriors. Get your free estimate. Google Nelson Exteriors.
Help me, I think I'm falling.
924 on the Mark Aram Show. Happy 82nd birthday, Joni Mitchell. I hate to put more work on your plate, Stoic One, but can we get all Joni Mitchell today? I'm a stan. Love Joni Mitchell. Happy? Can we do that? Just nod, shake. If you don't want to do it,
I mean, you can just play the Blue album. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'll just play the Blue album.
Play the Blue album, says Deborah. Coming up after the news at 9:30, we're going live to Capitol Hill. Day 38 of the government shutdown. How it's impacting travel, how it's impacting everything around us. Yesterday on the show, we had Atlanta Community Food Bank President and CEO Kyle Wade on. The government shutdown has food pantries around the country scrambling to meet the demand from people who haven't got paid in more than a month. For more than 40 million Americans who haven't gotten their stamps yet. You might want to help, but you're not sure what to give. CBS News reporter Christopher Cruz has some ideas.
You can always give money. Also needed pasta, pasta sauce, instant coffee, crackers, seasonings, canned vegetables, flour, and baking supplies. Some pantries say they need cereal, baby food, baby formula, canned tuna, peanut butter, dried beans, chicken, and fruit. Others are asking for donations of juice, ramen noodles, brown rice, and broth. Some pantries have an Amazon wish list you can use to buy and ship them food. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
Yeah, great ideas there. I don't think, and holding up my coffee cup here on the WSB live stream, I don't think, Deborah, in my entire life I've ever had a cup of instant coffee.
Well, I don't drink coffee, so me neither.
Yeah, is that even a thing anymore? I
think it is. Yeah, they still sell
Sanka?
it. So yeah. Sanka's still a thing. It's on the shelves, yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a cup of instant coffee, but that's what some of these, the shelters need, the food banks need, the food pantries, if you will. Shout out to the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Department, Deborah. A lot of folks, obviously, food insecure, heading up to the greatest food day of the year, Thanksgiving. What's the Sheriff's Department in Gwinnett County doing?
The Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office helped some families by passing out a ton of food like turkeys, hams, and all the things that you'd want for Thanksgiving with the help of about 300 people in the community. It was actually the 5th annual Thanksgiving food giveaway. So if you couldn't afford to buy the greatest meal of the year, right? They were able to kind of give you a box of all the things that you might want for Thanksgiving. And this was the Gwinnett County Sheriff, the Keebo Building Bridge Foundation, and Gwinnett Volunteer, and they fed about between 3,000 and 4,000 families.
Wow, that's awesome. Relatedly, this audio is not fantastic, but Atlanta legend Tyler Perry, he was at a movie premiere, and he stopped to basically give a PSA for, all the folks that are losing their SNAP benefits. See if this audio is loud enough, Longoria.
I'm very, very concerned about these SNAP benefits for so many people who need them. And I just want you to know that if you know somebody who's on SNAP, what I'm hearing is that if you have money left on your SNAP WIC card or whatever, however that works, if you do not spend it by the 5th, it could be gone. So when they said the 5th, that's the first thing I thought about. I I just feel sad that there's so many people, children and elderly people, who are not getting these benefits when they need to be, when they can be. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. But please, just try and help whoever you can, because I'm doing a lot to see what I can do. Okay, so try and help whoever you can.
So apparently the audio is kind of rough there, but apparently you have to use your whatever's remaining on your Snap card. Use it before, I think he said the 15th, before you can't use it anymore. I know a lot about Tyler's background. There's no doubt that at some point in his life he was food insecure and had those Snap benefits. All right, news, weather, and traffic in 2. When we come back, live to D.C., day 38 of the government shutdown. And still to come on the show, GLP-1. Are you using it? Have you thought about using it? Well, all of a sudden, it's a lot more affordable. We'll explain on the Mark Arum Show.
And the holiday season is officially underway. Dave Baker here for Coolray Heating and Cooling. You and I both know that there's nothing worse than having a house full of family and friends and your HVAC system goes all wonky. So right now, Coolray's offering up to $2,250 back in rebates and free installation with the purchase of a complete Carrier system. You take care of your family and friends, Coolray will take care of keeping everyone comfortable. Call or go online today at Coolray.com and book your appointment. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Squirrels in your attic are not leaving without a fight. Scott Slade here. You need the Breda Wildlife Guarantee. It covers every entry point, old and new. Other companies only guarantee the entry point they seal. So each time that squirrel chews a new hole, and they will, it'll cost you hundreds more. But under the Breda Wildlife Guarantee, you stay protected at no additional cost.
Breda, Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
Good morning. At 9:30, I'm Graham Carroll. This news brought to you by Dr. Roof. Our top local story, the federal order calling for flight reductions nationwide taking effect this morning, and it is having a direct impact on travelers at Atlanta's airport.
The 4% reduction in flights is just the beginning. If the government shutdown continues, it'll ramp up to a 10% reduction by next Friday, leaving travelers stressed.
Tons of anxiety.
It's nerve-wracking.
I'm actually more worried about getting back.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy tells CBS Mornings this is all to keep flyers safe amid mass call-outs of air traffic controllers who've been on the job for weeks without pay.
If I can reduce the capacity because I have reduced controllers, I think that takes pressure out of the system.
Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Already almost 80 cancellations and 50 delays this morning at Hartsfield-Jackson. Numbers likely to grow throughout the day. If you're flying anywhere in the next several days, you'll want to check with your airline before heading to the airport. Surging electric bills are emerging as a new political risk.
The surprise vote that ousted 2 Republicans from the state commission that regulates utilities underscores a harsh reality. Power bills are surging thanks to supercharged demand from artificial intelligence, new factories, and electric vehicles. Stock analysts downgraded the utility giant Southern Company, owner of Georgia's biggest utility, saying the Republican losses have increased the company's risk profile. Electricity costs are near a record. I'm Bloomberg's John Tucker for 95.5 WSB.
Today, the Supreme Court considers whether to take up a case that could directly affect the ruling that extended marriage rights to same-sex couples.
Kim Davis, she's that Kentucky clerk from back in 2015 that refused to issue marriage licenses to a gay couple in defiance of the Supreme Court. She spent 6 days in jail. She lost a defamation suit. That's what she's appealing to the Supreme Court.
Devin Dwyer says this is the first instance of someone explicitly asking the court to overturn Obergefell versus Hodges, which was that landmark 2015 decision. Honda is recalling about 400,000 model year 2016 to 21 Civic vehicles in the U.S. to inspect certain accessory wheels. A supplier manufacturing error may have resulted in steel lug seat inserts not being properly installed in aluminum accessory wheels. Without the inserts, the lug nut seating surface can deform during normal driving, and that can cause the wheel nuts to loosen. That, of course, could lead to very serious risk of crash or injury. If you have purchased pet food lately, you have likely noticed a spike in what you are paying, and indeed, pet food prices have jumped more than 20% over the last 3 years. Industry analyst John Gibbons blames the increase on growing demand along with supply chain issues, and he says they're not going away.
Once they're getting that higher price, they're not going to give it up. They're not going to go down.
A recent survey shows many pet owners plan to buy cheaper food as options and also cut down on spending on other pet supplies. The Forsyth County Commission extends a moratorium on residential rezoning for another 180 days as the county deals with explosive growth.
Particularly up on the north side right now, we're definitely feeling the pain of some of the transportation projects that just need to get done before we can let a lot of development continue to happen again.
Commissioner Carrie Hill and others expressing support for the continued pause until early May, although they could lift it sooner. It is 9:33, and it's time now for a check of traffic and weather. Mike Shields is live in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
And Graham watching a stalled Big Rig blocking 2 right lanes right now on the southwest leg of the perimeter, 285 northbound the outer loop as you approach Washington Road. This is starting to have a negative impact on your ride on 285 westbound as you leave the airport. Some delays are going to continue to grow through College Park. Also seeing delays with the sun in your eyes. 75 southbound, people making their way out of town, leaving 675 on and off the brakes as you get past Hudson Bridge Road. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Increasing cloud cover through this afternoon. An isolated rain shower possible for the ride home today. Afternoon high 74. Lows tonight in the low 60s as rain showers move through. Drying out tomorrow afternoon, high 75.
And right now we have 59 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Chris Chandler, and Monday at 5 on Atlanta's Morning News, how long will freezing temperatures be with us in our 5-day forecast, and where Clark Howard finds deals on batteries as holiday shopping season commences on WSB.
I've done all I can to minimize disruption in the airspace. I'm trying to get people where they want to go.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, day 38 of the government shutdown causing chaos in the skies. Is there any end in sight? We go live to D.C. in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show.
My holiday lights are up, the ladder's in the garage, and I'm safe inside. Wise Guys Lights handles everything, install, maintenance, and take down, and first-time customers save $150 when they mention me, Chris Chandler. Don't wait, book now at wiseguyslights.com.
'Tis the season. Have you gotten your flu shot? At All Care, our experienced flu specialists are dedicated to providing comprehensive and personalized care, from vaccines to testing to treatment. And you can walk right in to any of All Care's 15 Atlanta locations and access our unique combination of primary and immediate care under a single roof. For flu season and beyond, say goodbye to waiting for the doctor and say hello to All Care, a proud member of the Piedmont Clinically Integrated Network.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, Rufus, who's a good boy? You know, your roof protects everything, Rufus, and everything you love in your home. And Finley Roofing takes that responsibility seriously. Our veterans protect our freedom, our lives, and all the roofs in our country. Dave Baker here for Finley Roofing, the roof guys. You know, Veterans Day is November 11th, Rufus, and Finley Roofing wants to thank our local veterans with a special $1,500 discount on roof replacement. Wait, what's that, boy? Rufus says these are the only vets he likes, so he's begging you to go to the Finley Roofing Facebook page, nominate your favorite veteran, and they could win a prize package with Eric Church concert tickets, cool swag, roofing discounts, and more. That a boy. Veterans protect us, and Finley Roofing wants to protect veterans. Hurry, the $1,500 roof replacement discount ends November 11th, and 0% financing is available. Schedule your free roof analysis today at finleyroofing.com.
I'm not worried yet. I might be in 10 days, but I might have to turn into a beach bum for a couple days.
That's Christina, traveler stranded in Denver. Day 38 of the government shutdown impacting flights across the nation, especially heavy here at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International, nosing up on 80 cancellations already at the world's busiest airport. Day 38 of the shutdown. Covering it for us is for CBS News, joining us live in the nation's capital, Jennifer Jacobs. Jennifer, good morning. Happy Friday.
Good morning. Thank you so much. Gosh, 80 cancellations. Yikes.
Yeah, exactly. Yikes is right. And they're going to get worse and worse. We heard from the Transportation Secretary yesterday that these cancellations will step up to about 10% of all flights by next week, which leads everyone asking, is there any chance the government reopens before that next Thursday?
We don't think so. The U.S. Senate is going to come in at noon Eastern today, and the GOP is planning to bring up their vote as usual to reopen the government. They're planning some nuanced changes this time, potentially paying for the government all the way through January and offering some other ideas for paying for veterans, paying for food aid, and some other things. But from what we are hearing at CBS News, the Democrats are still planning to block it. They want to hold out still for different proposals. They want to hear more from Speaker Mike Johnson, from President Trump. Senator Bernie Sanders, a Democrat from Vermont, has been urging Democrats to remain firm. They just want to keep the door open for passing those health care subsidies, and they're just really standing their ground and rejecting any changes until they get a promise of those healthcare changes.
Jennifer, we heard whispers earlier in the week that there was some progress being made behind the scenes. Is that just wishful thinking? I mean, obviously, if we're still shut down and the Democrats still plan to vote no, apparently those backroom negotiations have not, provided any fruit yet.
Well, you're exactly right. There have been a lot of talks, and it's mainly between the rank and file members rather than leaders at this point. But there has been some speculation that there could be as many as 8 Democrats who cross over to help the Republicans. The Republicans at a lunch yesterday talked about the idea of adopting a limited change to the filibuster. And that idea was to maybe lower the vote threshold down to a simple majority of 51 votes in order to just get the government to reopen. So it wouldn't eliminate the filibuster altogether. It would just be in this very limited case. But it sounds like there aren't even enough votes to do that. And that has been done, Mark, before. I remember the Democratic Harry Reid amended the filibuster in 2013, I believe, just to allow for judicial nominations, and Republican Mitch McConnell did it just to advance some Supreme Court justices in 2017. But it still sounds like that idea is going to fail. So yes, there are conversations happening, and yes, there are some Democrats and a lot of Republicans who really want this shutdown to be over. But despite those conversations happening, they're at the lower level and not at the highest level with like Speaker Mike Johnson and President Trump and Chuck Schumer and the Democratic leaders.
Certainly seeing increased pressure on both sides of the aisle from their constituents to end this now record-long government shutdown. Jennifer Jacobs from CBS joining us live in D.C. on the Mark Arum Show. The way I read the situation when it comes to the negotiations, Jennifer, is that the Democrats, they want some sort of a negotiation on health care, right? On the sunsetting of the Obamacare subsidies, et cetera. The Republicans say open the government and then we'll have that conversation. The way I read it is Democrats don't trust Republicans to actually have that negotiation if they reopen the government.
You're exactly right. So the Democrats are saying we don't want to reopen the government on the promise of a later vote later if you can't tell us what the outcome is going to be, because that's what the Republicans are saying. They're shrugging their shoulders saying we will let you have a vote, but we can't promise the outcome. And the Democrats are saying, no, we want to negotiate the outcome now before we reopen the government.
Final question, Jennifer. I know I'm laughing as I'm asking it. Are lawmakers going to be in town over the weekend working on this, or is no one going to be around?
Well, we have heard that the Senate could stay in this weekend. I don't think that that's definite yet. It's a possibility. I know there are, again, some Republicans who would like that to happen, to just have those folks stay in here. And there's been some suggestion that they stay in until Veterans Day to really get something done for people, including veterans. But it's just unclear at this point.
All right. Jennifer Jacobs, CBS. Jennifer, have a great weekend. Thanks so much for your time.
You too. Take care.
There you go. Yeah, I'm still pessimistic, but the more pressure that you folks have on your elected leaders, the more likelihood we'll get some sort of negotiation at least started to end the government shutdown. All right, continuing our team coverage of the District of Columbia, correspondent Rory O'Neill. Rory, good morning. President Trump yesterday announcing that he is going to put forth new regulations that are going to effect that will dramatically reduce the cost of a drug that is really caught fire here in the United States. What did we hear from the president yesterday?
All right, the president announcing a deal or deals with Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk, the makers of some of the most popular obesity drugs that are on the market these days. These will bring down the prices significantly. A lot of people can pay $1,000, $1,100, $1,200, $1,300 per month for these medications. But for those now on Medicare and Medicaid, that out-of-pocket cost could come down to about $150 per month. And it might actually go even lower as we move forward here, because a lot of these GLP-1 medications are transitioning. They're injectable now. They have that weird whole setup to inject the medication, but there's going to be an oral form of these drugs coming online, one later this year, another one next year, and that could bring down the cost even further.
Interesting. So we've been following this GLP-1 story for a while now, and at first, these were for diabetic patients, right? And then they discovered that, you can lose a lot of weight on these, and then people started using them for weight loss, not diabetes, and there was a shortage, and people with diabetes couldn't get them. Has Big Pharma stepped up now where there's no more concern where if you are suffering from diabetes, you can't get your medicine?
Yeah, a lot of those, we can't speak for every part of the country. Somewhere in New Mexico, they might be out this week, but for the most part, the supply has stabilized. You're right. We did see a big push to these medications, especially as we saw more TV commercials, but more, I'll say, big celebrities suddenly become much smaller celebrities as we've all watched them and the success of these medications. So, I think there was that surge, but I think access to the drugs has stabilized now as there's a much more stable distribution network, with a lot of this just going out through the mail rather than having to go to your local pharmacy.
Correspondent Rory O'Neill joining us here on the Mark Arum Show. I thought I had the figure in front of me, but I don't, on the percentage of Americans that are actually now using these GLP-1s. This is a significant portion of the population. This has become like the wonder drug.
Well, right. And that's why they wanted to bring this cost down so much for Medicare and Medicaid and for Trump RX, because these costs are so high. And essentially, these companies now have to sell to America the drugs at the same price they've been selling it to everybody else. This drug is like $86 a month if you live in Australia, but it's $1,300 a month here. Like, what's going on there? And I could give you example after example of these drugs that are out-of-pocket costs of about $100 in every other country, but here it's literally 10 times that amount. So in order to get other trade benefits and import deals and stuff like that, that's how the president has twisted some elbows here to say, all right, look, we'll give you sort of a most favored nation status if you sell us the drugs at the same price you're selling them to everybody else around the world.
I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second, Rory.
Sure.
Trying to think of someone that might be critical of this announcement. And my question would be, as devil advocate, are there more important medicines that we should be working to get the cost down? Chemo pills, or do you understand what I'm saying? Right. Are we hearing any criticism from any corners?
Well, I think they're saying this is a step, that it's a beginning. And thankfully, a lot of those chemo drugs, praise God, are not used as often as what we're seeing with these other weight loss drugs. As you said, they've just caught on like gangbusters. And the other issue is these kinds of drugs, if you use them now, if you get people to lose weight, it can improve other conditions like hypertension or kidney disease and cardiovascular heart disease, things like that. And in the end, that can save the government a lot of money, because now you don't need that kidney transplant that could cost the government $250,000 under Medicare, because you've averted that problem by taking these kinds of medications.
All right, Rory, very interesting stuff. Appreciate the update. Have a great weekend, my friend.
Thanks, Mark. Talk to you soon.
Shocking how inexpensive those drugs are. When they first popped out, Deb, remember we were talking, it was like $1,800 a month for those, and now down to under $300 or even less there. Interesting stuff there from Rory O'Neill. All right, when we come back, you know him from the Office spinoff The Paper. Actor Melvin Gregg's going to join us live on the Mark Arum Show. But right now, we got a travel advisory, Southwest Perimeter, live with the latest Mike Shields.
Yeah, Mark, watching a stalled-out tractor-trailer, not ever a good thing for you, but especially in this part of town on 285 west and northbound, the outer loop right there as you make the turn by I-85 and approaching Washington Road, 285 northbound, the inner loop before Washington Road. Delays are right back to Riverdale Road, exit 60. Maybe you can exit off there and then work your way to I-85 northbound as a wide way around that. Also seeing delays starting to fill in into Cobb County with roadwork setting up in the left lane, 20 eastbound, approaching Panola Road. This report is brought to you by the Georgia Lottery. Tonight's Mega Millions is worth millions. You can win bigger jackpots, better odds, and built-in multiplier drawings every Tuesday and Friday. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
If it's happening on the streets of Atlanta,
the Cobb County Medical Examiner's Office identifies 57 sets of cremains.
if it's happening on the roads leading to Atlanta,
Massive project at 285 and Georgia 400 has been a big improvement.
we've got it covered.
Atlanta jurors convict a former Customs and Border Protection officer.
Your 24/7 news source.
Covering the stories that impact you.
Tune in throughout the day to stay up to date.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
Dave Baker here for Artisan Custom Closets. Ever been doing the holiday baking, but you can't find the festive sprinkles you put on the reindeer cupcakes? Man, they were right here last year, I think, somewhere. Wouldn't be that way if you had Artisan Custom Closets upgrade your pantry. Your sprinkles would remain at your fingertips all year. Schedule your free design consultation today with a certified master artisan designer at artisancustomclosets.com and reward yourself with affordable luxury over the holidays. artisancustomclosets.com.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray. I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the Portfolio X-Ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The Portfolio X-Ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the Portfolio X-Ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the Portfolio X-Ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. Mm-hmm. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well, and I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, call us.
The Portfolio X-Ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
9:52 on the Mark Arum Show. So much more to talk to you about. Political analyst Bill Crane's going to join us live at 10:35 with the Tuesday election reaction. We're going to talk to Phil Rosenthal. Everyone loves Phil. And actor and director Kevin Smith going to join us. But right now, I've been telling you, Deborah, I've been wearing out my Peacock app because I've been streaming The Paper. Joining us from the NBC hit show, The Paper, it's Melvin Gregg. Melvin, good morning. Thanks for your time.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
I'm enjoying The Paper. I was a huge Office fanatic, very excited for The Paper spinoff. Knowing that The Office was such a huge success, did you and the cast members of The Paper, was there just a tremendous amount of pressure on you to live up to the what The Office preceded you with?
I really wouldn't say it was a lot of pressure that we kind of acknowledged on the show. We try to just do our best to make the best show possible, but I did know once the show would be released that there would be a lot of critical pressure, but I didn't really acknowledge it on the set. I just had expectations for when it dropped.
How did you wind up getting cast in The Paper?
So it was a typical audition process. I had to send in a self-tape, and then from the self-tape, I had to come in and do a chemistry read with a couple different variations of Nicole, and from there, I got a call a couple weeks later.
Now, you've been in the game for a minute. You've done a lot of amazing stuff, but is this your first mockumentary-style show? And as an actor, is it more difficult or is it easier to do a show like The Paper in that mockumentary format?
It's not actually. I produced a mockumentary myself in like 2015.
Oh, nice.
And I did American Vandal on Netflix in 2018. So I'm very familiar with the space. It's one of my favorite formats. I'm a big fan of reality TV, and I think there's something special in like just kind of looking at the performances because they're real people, and I study reality TV a lot, so to be able to do this on this show is just kind of perfect for me.
Melvin Gregg from The Paper joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. I've had Oscar on the show a bunch, big fan of his. Did you folks talk to him, pick his brain about, pointers or what to do since, he had that amazing run on The Office on what you should or maybe should not do in The Paper as actors?
Of course, he's such a resource. He's such a great guy too, and he's not really intimidating. He feels like that cool uncle, but you could really ask him anything, and you can. And he's definitely a great addition to the cast that really connect the two worlds.
So all 10 episodes of The Paper streaming now on Peacock. It premieres on NBC Monday, November 10th at 8:30 p.m. Is that season 2 that's premiering, or?
Oh, it's season 1, so it was so well received on Peacock.
Oh, okay.
But we started shooting season 2 in January.
That answered my next question. Is there going to be a season 2? So I'm assuming the Office set in Pennsylvania, The Paper set in Ohio, but you guys are in LA filming this, right?
Yes.
All right. Congratulations on your success. I'm a fan. And you guys, listen, the bar was set high with The Office, but The Paper's coming through, my friend. Best of luck to you moving forward.
I appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
There you go. Melvin Gregg from The Paper. Have you started watching it, Deborah?
I've already watched it. It came out a couple weeks ago, so I watched the whole thing.
He didn't say it, but there's a lot of pressure.
There has to be, right?
Because The
you're
Office,
a fan, you're tuning in, and you want to see some of that same chemistry.
Yes, and it's difficult. It was difficult for me in the first couple of episodes because, having Oscar there helps. You have that familiarity. You have that, that character that you know and love already. But it takes a couple of episodes to, all right, well, I don't know I'm not feeling the Italian character, the woman.
She's my favorite character.
Yeah, but at first I was like, she's but now, I don't care what he said. There's a lot of pressure to fill those Office shoes. But yeah, The Paper, so successful, they're actually now putting it on NBC next Monday at 8:30 in the p.m. All right, quick break. When we come back, updating our top local stories and day 38 of the government shutdown. All Joni Mitchell today, much to Longoria's chagrin. It's the Mark Arum Show on 95.5 WSB.
Call her green, and the winters cannot fade her.
WSB Atlanta. WSB-FM and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, where we've got everything you need for the perfect holiday proposal. The holidays are all about warmth, love, connection, the smiling faces of family and friends. Picture it. In that perfect moment, you get down on one knee with the stunning D. Geller & Son engagement ring she's always dreamed of. To get the perfect ring for that perfect moment, now's the time to plan. D. Geller & Son has been where Atlanta gets engaged since 1939. So let's make this holiday season unforgettable. In Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and shop ahead at dgeller.com.
Does this sound like you, where every step or reach is a reminder of what hurts, a reminder of what you're not able to do and how far you've drifted from the life you used to have when you didn't feel that pain? Good news for you, because relief is closer than you think, and it doesn't have to come from a scalpel. What if it could come from you? It's Mark Aaron from my pals at QC Kinetics, where they tap into your body's own regenerative power using natural healing factors that help restore and repair damaged tissue, reduce inflammation, and relieve pain at its source. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery. And this Veterans Day, QC Kinetics is giving back to their heroes. Veterans will get $500 off their treatment, and for every non-veteran who starts care, QC Kinetics will donate $500 to the Wounded Warrior Project. A great time to book your free consultation. So call QC Kinetics today. 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. Locations in Decatur, Lawrenceville, Sandy Springs, Marietta, Stockbridge, and Douglasville.
'Tis the season. Have you gotten your flu shot? At All Care, our experienced flu specialists are dedicated to providing comprehensive and personalized care, from vaccines to testing to treatment. And you can walk right in to any of All Care's 15 Atlanta locations and access our unique combination of primary and immediate care under a single roof for flu season and beyond. Say goodbye to waiting for the doctor and say hello to All Care, a proud member of the Piedmont Clinically Integrated Network.
We're not exactly at Jetsons level technology yet with the flying cars and everything, but we're getting pretty close, especially when it comes to the internet. Hey, it's Mark Aaron back from my pals at Xfinity. If the Jetsons had Wi-Fi, they would have had Xfinity Wi-Fi. It's fast, it's smart, it's amazing, it's a game changer. Imagine if your Wi-Fi was a lot smarter, folks. Picture it, your TV, phone, laptop, even your fancy refrigerator working together to make life easier. Well, Xfinity makes that dream a reality. Devices so in sync, you'd think they're telepathic. Really smart Wi-Fi that knows when your device needs a boost, plus the best equipment to stream 4 games at once with Multiview. Add Xfinity Mobile that gives you Wi-Fi where you need it and 5G anywhere else. It's the magic of Xfinity. It's seamlessly in tune with you. Yeah, I bet the Jetsons would have had Xfinity. Xfinity, imagine that. Go online to get all the details at Xfinity.com.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there. Good morning. It is 10 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Our top story here at 10 o'clock, a federal judge ordering the Trump administration to pay out SNAP benefits for the tens of millions who rely on the food assistance program. Judge John McConnell saying the administration's been ignoring his prior court order and has been withholding these benefits for political reasons. Rachel Scott says the administration planning to appeal the ruling.
These were strong words from this federal judge saying the administration did not comply with his court order and must fully fund SNAP benefits by today. But it does set the stage for another legal battle with 42 million Americans hanging in limbo.
And speaking of that, new this morning in Pickens County, a small restaurant there, it's called the Rolling Snackle Box on Highway 53. They're doing something to help those impacted by the government shutdown. Owner Mary Hogan started a Pay It Forward program where customers can buy a meal for those in need, then put that ticket up on a wall for anybody who needs it, and whoever needs it can take it, no questions asked.
We started this just to help everybody out with, especially with the food stamps that what got cut down. So it was really put on my heart to do this.
And she says response has been tremendous. I asked her how many people's taking advantage of this and contributing.
Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm counting tickets. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
She was up to 52 this morning, and that number expected to grow as people continue to give. She says she plans to keep the program going from here on out. All right, your weather for today, clouds rolling in. A stray rain showers possible this afternoon as you make your way home. Highs around 74, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast straight ahead. Continuing our team coverage now of the government shutdown. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy talking to reporters this morning, just a little bit ago. He says that they are doing everything they can to help keep the flying public safe as air traffic controllers are stretched thin, with some having to leave the job to take on other jobs to pay their bills, and those left working are working overtime. Here's what the secretary said this morning.
There's an easy answer. There's an easy answer. Open up the government. Stop this. And by the way, when I was in Congress, we had shutdowns. I stayed here for a month. I didn't fly home. I sat in my office, working on deals, working on solutions. Why are senators going home?
Now, air travelers across the nation, including here in Atlanta, are voicing frustration this morning.
It's the first day of the new order from the FAA, which will increase by 1% daily until it hits 10% next Friday. Those ramping cuts have many travelers flying out today concerned about whether they'll be able to make it back home.
It's just difficult to understand how they just can't figure this out. You know, it's going to impact everybody.
I'm praying that they get this together, because this is horrible.
The FAA says the goal is to keep air travel safe, with many air traffic controllers calling out or leaving their jobs after weeks without pay. Hartsfield-Jackson says it's working to continue giving travelers an optimal experience. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards has been telling you that we have some frigid weather headed our way next week. And this morning, Georgia Power urging customers to make sure your home is ready.
You want to make sure that your heat is coming through the home like it should be. Check your HVAC system. Make sure you have insulation and you're sealing your leaks where they need to be sealed, around your windows, your doors.
Amanda Sewells with Georgia Power says they are also having crews go out. It's called the Energy Assistant Team, and they are traveling around the state to help customers in need sign up for the different programs that Georgia Power has to help with those heating costs as the temperatures drop. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow's down 137 at 46,775. NASDAQ also down more than a full percent, and the S&P's down more than 0.5%. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. What an awful drive-in this morning. Are we looking any better? For the answer to that, we turn now to the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Yeah, over in College Park, Sabrina is still dealing with a stalled big rig I-285 northbound, the interlude before Washington Road. That's exit 1. It's taking out 2 right lanes right by the airport. You got delays stretched back to Riverdale Road. That's exit 60. Could use I-85 northbound as a better option for you. Elsewhere over in Lithonia, you got construction. It's jamming you up. I-20 eastbound at Panola Road, exit 71. That takes out 1 left lane. It's making its way into Stonecrest. Chip Canales, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Mostly cloudy through the afternoon with an isolated rain shower possible for the ride home. Today's high is 74. Rain showers overnight into early tomorrow morning. Lows in the low 60s. Drying out tomorrow afternoon, becoming mostly cloudy. High 75.
It is 60 degrees in Duluth. Fairburn, you have 62 and 61 degrees right now in Ackworth. We'll have more news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Friday morning to you. Mark Aram here, you there. It's 10:05, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Aram Show, live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. Whole family with us today. Deborah, executive producer of the program. Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Vinny Drip screens your calls. Coming up in 30 minutes, political analyst Bill Crane's going to join us live. Then we're going to chat with Phil Rosenthal. 11:35. I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse, Deborah, but we do have one more pair of tickets to give away
Last
today.
pair, yep. To see Sting, yes.
Yes, at Chastain. Updating, obviously, day 38 of the government shutdown and the impact here on air travelers at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. I do want to go back to D.C. Big visitor today at the White House. Viktor Orban, the leader of Hungary, another world leader coming to the White House to meet with President Trump. Elena Treen at the White House.
I think on its face, you could expect the meeting, and people would expect the meeting, to be kind of a mutual admiration between these two leaders who have long long, going back to President Donald Trump's first term, kind of openly embraced each other over some of their shared beliefs, including, and at this current moment, one thing they definitely have in common is how they differ in some of their views on how Europe is handling the war between Russia and Ukraine. But today could be different because one of the big sticking points that exists between Trump and Orban is this idea of Russian sanctions. I remind you, the United States recently issued sanctions on Russia's two largest energy companies, and that is something that is deeply affecting Hungary, especially as they have a sluggish economy right now. They rely on They rely on Russia a lot for all of their energy. And Orban has said that, he's asked the president for an exemption to some of these tariffs. And it's something that President Donald Trump acknowledged just last week when he was on Air Force One. Take a listen.
He has asked for an exemption. We haven't granted one, but he has asked. Victor, he's a friend of mine. He's asked for an exemption.
So as what you heard there is he's saying he asked for one, I haven't granted it, and that's really going to be the key question today, is whether or not Orban can convince his friend and ally, Donald Trump, to give him that exemption. And it is going to be a question, I think, of the Hungarian Prime Minister's policy prowess, particularly at a time when he is facing a re-election challenge. And so all of that kind of setting the scene for what's going to happen. But I do want to remind you as well that these two leaders have a long history. The president has often praised him. As you mentioned, he hosted Orban at Mar-a-Lago in March of 2024. Obviously, he was on track to become the Republican nominee at that point. Listen to some of what he has said, though, Donald Trump has said about Orban in the past.
Respected all over Europe. Probably, like me, a little bit controversial, but that's okay. That's okay. Some people don't like him because he's too strong. It's nice to have a strong man running your country.
So he's acknowledging there that he figures that many people view Orban as strong. Many also view him as an authoritarian leader, but still. So we'll have to see how this goes today. Again, the key question is going to be over sanctions, whether this administration will grant Hungary that exception. But still, you should see some warmth between these two, just given the close relationship they've had for many years now.
Listeners, I want to take you back to the early 90s. I'm in college with my roommates living in a hovel in Poughkeepsie, New York. We cannot afford cable, but we could afford a VHS, and we just wore out 3 VHS tapes every single day. Goodfellas, Reservoir Dogs, and Clerks, the genius behind one of those 3 amazing films. Joining us here on the Mark Arum Show, Kevin Smith. Welcome to the program. Good morning, sir.
You put me in some excellent company there, Mark. Heavens, man. I knew I was going to figure in there somewhere based on the intro, but I was like, what are the other movies? And Reservoir Dogs and Goodfellas. Good Lord, one of these things is not like the other.
I tell you what, though, Kevin, we felt like we were in the know, right? The inner sanctum. Goodfellas was pretty prominent, but no, we were the first people to have the VHS tape of Clerks and the first people to have the Reservoir Dogs. So we felt like we know before the rest of the world knows.
You're what they would call an influencer these days. Finding something like Reservoir Dogs before the rest of the world, or even Clerks, is kind of like the internet before the internet existed back then. Like, you were onto something. Your finger was on a different pulse than the pulse of the mainstream. And I love stories like that, man. Like, I've been doing this now 31 years. 31 years ago is when Clerks came out, back in 1994. This, 2025, the 30th anniversary of Mallrats. So now when I speak to people, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of I watched your movies while I was having the best times of my life before I had to become an adult. Things like, I went to see Clerks with this lady, and now we've got 4 kids, and it's all your fault. And things like, when I was out with Dogma recently, we toured Dogma in about 20 cities this year. There was a lot of I watched this with my grandmother, a long time ago. She passed away, so when I see this movie, she brings her back. Things like that were nothing I was ever thinking about in 1994 when, Clerks came out. But 30 years in, that's all you care about. Back in the day, it used to be like, what'd the movie make? Now all I care about is how'd the movie make you feel?
Yeah.
Because that will travel a lot. It will travel a lot further than the box office. When you're embed in somebody's head, that's wonderful. When you embed in somebody's heart and soul, they'll carry you forever. And I've got fans who've been on the journey with me, like you, since the beginning. It means the world to me.
Well, what made Clerks so special, I think, to my friend group at the time, was like, we were in college. We're all from the tri-state area. We were all a different character in Clerks. We could identify with every single character in Clerks, which made it so special. We loved sharing it. Like, oh, you haven't seen Clerks yet? Come over and watch it.
It was a pass along. When I was a kid, that for me was Monty Python and the Holy Grail. You started passing around to your friends like, this is funny. Like,
Yeah.
right. And then you were the one that gave it to everybody. And so that made you in the know, the arbiter of taste. You were taste making.
That's it. The reason why Kevin is on the Mark Arum Show in town tonight and tomorrow at Helium Comedy, a special event, an evening with Kevin Smith. Usually Helium, it's stand-up comedians. Are you doing stand-up, or is this a conversation with folk?
I do stand-up, I guess, more or less. But I tend to story tell. I'm not really observational. Like, did you ever notice kind of humor, more just long stories and whatnot? Used to shape it as a Q&A, where I'd let the audience ask a question, and then I'd give an answer that maybe kind of responds to the question, but at least was entertaining. And then for the last 2 years, I was like, well, let's get rid of the pretense of asking a question and just kind of go up and go. So, it's like 90 minutes to 2 hours of Silent Bob talking. Hopefully that's worthwhile to somebody.
Absolutely. So there's 2 shows tonight, 7 and 9:15, 2 tomorrow, 7 and 9:30. Tickets online at atlanta.heliumcomedy.com. Very excited that you're coming to town. You mentioned Dogma. If you don't mind, let me ask you a question about Dogma. George Carlin.
Please.
George Carlin, how you got him there, and did you have a relationship with him behind the scenes while making that movie?
Yeah, that was where I first got to meet, my father's hero and then consequently mine. My father loved George Carlin. It was a good bet that I was going to love George Carlin too. And I grew up loving him. My father gave me class clown when I was 9 years old. He was just like, do not let your mother hear you listening to this, and I never gave this to you. So years later, after we made Clerks, Mallrats, and Amy, we got to make Dogma. I was like, there's only one guy who could play our Cardinal Glick, man. Let's reach out to George Carlin. So we called his manager, Jerry, and I was like, hey, man, this is Kevin Smith, my producer, Scott Mosher. We made Clerks. He's like, I don't know what that is. I was like, well, then you're not going to know the second one either. Mallrats had died. He goes, never heard of it. I was like, well, there's a movie right now we got that everybody's talking about. It's called Chasing Amy. He's like, I don't know that one. And then I was like, well, we're co-executive producers on a movie called Good Will Hunting. He's like, Ben and Matt, I know that movie. I was like, right on. Well, we're making a new movie with Ben and Matt, and we want George to be in it. And he goes, you want George to be a comedian in a new Ben and Matt movie? I said, no, we want him to act, and to be an actor. And he goes, who would he play? I said, we need him to play a Catholic cardinal. And he goes, oh, George is going to love that. And put me in touch with the guy, and the guy came to play, and he was absolutely wonderful. The thing about Carlin that most people, you think of him as one of the world's greatest comedians, he was so committed to acting. That's what he wanted to do. He grew up watching Danny Kaye movies with his mom and his brother at the cinema. And so that's who he wanted to be most of his life. He backed into being one of the greatest comedians of all time. But his main aim was to be in movies. So even though they were Kevin Smith movies, every time I called, he came to play. And he treated it so seriously. He was like an absolute method actor, man. There was a moment where I was talking to him on Jersey Girl. And it was me and him and Affleck. And we were about to start morning rehearsal. And he goes, Kevin, I have a question for you as the author of this piece. I was like, okay. And he goes, I'm always giving the Greenie character a hard time, but there's no good reason for it in the script. He's going, I always bugged me. But last night, I wrote a backstory. He goes, I wrote a 16-page story about why I don't like Greenie. He says it has everything to do with some high school. Don't worry about it. He goes, but I have written it. He goes, I've memorized it. I will thrown it out. I'm never going to refer to it when I'm acting. But just know that when I get irritated with Greenie, I'm going to be pulling from that backstory. And I turned to Affleck. I was like, why can't you be this good?
Wow, that's amazing.
He was really committed to. He believed in the craft. It was charming how much he believed in the craft. Nobody who is that brilliant at something in life should, be able to do something else, that equally as well. And he could act. He wanted to act more. It was me, the Bill and Ted kids, Barbra Streisand. We were the ones that were like, let's put George Carlin in movies.
Well, I mean, his performance was amazing, but credit to you for even thinking Carlin as a cardinal would be hilarious. So without you having that thought.
True, but having grown up listening to him, he is the world's most famous lapsed Catholic. So it just seemed like perfect casting. And getting to know him and having him be a friend, over the years before he passed. asked was absolutely wonderful. The last message I have from him, he left a message on my phone. Kevin, George Carlin, look, I'm going to rehab. Nothing all that bad. I just want to get ahead of the wine before it gets ahead of me. He's going, but the media may be calling and asking you if I've gone to rehab. And here's me telling you that you can tell them that and tell them that funny thing I said about the wine. He goes, okay. And then he goes, F the church, and then he hung up.
Wow. Remark. I'm so glad you had a relationship with him after that. Kevin, thank you for everything you've given to me and all of the amazing movies, the entertainment you've provided for my adult life. Definitely going to come see you this weekend at the Helium Comedy Club. 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow, atlanta.heliumcomedy.com. Kevin Smith, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin, thanks so much for your time.
Means the world, Mark. I'll see you this weekend.
All right, brother. Outsized influence on my formative years, Deborah. I don't know. Were you a Clerks fan?
So we didn't really watch it until it was on VHS because I wasn't old enough to go to the theaters to see that. But it was a big cult movie because it was
Huge.
kind of naughty for how old we were, and we would go around.
That's right.
Yeah, we were quoting it all the time, and that was a big deal.
It was. We felt so just and for folks that are older than me or younger than me, when you discover, and it was those 2 movies, it was Clerks and Reservoir Dogs. We were the first to have the VHS tapes. No one had ever heard of either of them. And we'd have people over, be like, oh, do you want to watch Reservoir Dogs? And like, what's Reservoir Dogs? Watch this, and blows people's mind away. Same thing with Clerks. So big fan of Kevin Smith. I'm going to go check him out this weekend. That's it's weird because some people are like, who the hell's Kevin Smith? But if you're a Gen Xer,
oh, yeah. I mean, we quoted Mallrats all the time. Yeah.
Jay and Silent Bob. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. All right, when we come back, update on how soybean farmers are doing here in Georgia and around the country when it comes to the tariff situation. We'll get a new update on that. Right now, though, got some trouble on 285 causing extra delays. Live with the latest. Hello and good morning, Chip Canales.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Over in College Park, still dealing with a stalled big rig. I-285 northbound, the inner loop before Washington Road, exit 1. It's knocking out 2 right lanes still as you're making your way by the airport. You got delays stretched back to Riverdale Road, exit 60. You can still use I-85 northbound as a better option for you. Elsewhere over in Lithonia, construction still jamming your ride. I-20 eastbound at Panola Road, exit 71. It's taking out 1 left lane as you're making your way into Stonecrest. This report is sponsored by MJ, the musical at the Fox Theater. Backed by overwhelming demand, the multiple Tony Award-winning musical MJ returns to the Fox Theater January 27th through February 1st. Tickets on sale now at BroadwayInAtlanta.com. Chip Canales, 95.5 WSB.
He's the guy at the desk next to you.
We only want to be around people who think exactly like us.
He's your co-pilot for the ride home.
God forbid you actually converse about the world.
Eric Von Hessler.
Smash and conquer, my friend.
Eric Von Hessler.
Today at 3.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Veterans Day is November 11th, and Findlay Roofing honors our local vets. Who's the bestest boy, Rufus? Dave Baker here. Right now, veterans get a special $1,500 discount on roof replacement, and 0% financing is available. FindlayRoofing.com.
This is Greg Truzinski of the Original Mattress Factory. People often ask me why our mattresses last so long. The answer is simple. We build them right. Not only are OMF mattresses durable, they give you peace of mind from day one. When you invest in a mattress from OMF, you're investing in better sleep tonight and smart savings for years to come. No more frequent replacements, no more wasted time shopping. To learn more about the true value of durability, visit originalmattress.com and read our latest blog on getting the most from your mattress investment.
If you have Medicaid and are new to Medicare, you may qualify to enroll in a Humana Medicare Advantage dual-eligible special needs plan with a lot more benefits, like dental, vision, and hearing, along with helpful support when you need it most. Now is the time to see if you qualify to enroll. It only takes a few minutes to find out if you're eligible. Our licensed sales agents are ready to help you understand your options. So this Medicare planning season, we can help you plan well. Learn more at humanaduals.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a dual-eligible special needs HMO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the state Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
All right, folks, let's talk about the timeshare nightmare. Now, if you are stuck paying endless maintenance fees and assessments, you need to call my friends at Lone Star Transfer today. Now, they've been shaping the timeshare exit industry now for over a decade. They're still leading the way with their exclusive solutions. And our friends at Lone Star Transfer, they make getting out of your timeshare faster and easier than ever before with a guarantee in writing. Lone Star Transfer is a family-owned company. They have helped tens and tens of thousands of owners break free from their timeshares over the last 15 years. They have earned an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. I have endorsed Lone Star Transfer for almost 10 years now because I know they are the only company that I would ever trust that will deliver results for you, my listeners. Now, they'll give you a free, no-obligation consultation. Call now, 833-594-0075. 833-594-0075. On the web, it's one word, LoneStarTransfer.com.
Hi, I'm Andy, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a product development manager, I make sure every piece of fine jewelry at Shane Company is meticulously designed for quality. From 14-karat gold chains, pearl necklaces, diamond studs, and of course, dream engagement rings. We ensure each piece meets our high-quality standards every step of the way, including the smallest details. Come see for yourself. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Whether it's a slip that ends in a slip disc, a trick knee that's holding you back, or shoulder pain hurting your game, you can count on Northside Hospital Orthopedics. With leading care in Georgia at convenient locations all across the state, we're here to get you back on your feet, no matter what comes your way. Because Georgia moves us, and we keep Georgia moving. Find a provider near you at northside.com/ortho. That's northside.com/ORTHO.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Do you have any idea how often I have used Omaha Steaks products on my front porch for my friends and family? You know, I have guys over on Sunday nights. We watch football, drink some bourbon, have cigars, and I cook. And very often it's a steak platter, and I get it from Omaha Steaks. I make some bread, usually focaccia, and then I'll get the New York strips from Omaha Steaks, maybe some sausages as well, and throw them on the grill and just mix it with the bread. And it's easy to do, and Omaha Steaks makes it so easy. And you can do it too. And right now, get $35 off at Omaha Steaks with promo code ERIC at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. You go to omahasteaks.com. You know, and they're the official sponsor of tailgating right now. It's the perfect time of year to watch football and grill out from Omaha Steaks. I do it. You can too. You go to omahasteaks.com right now. Get $35 off with promo code ERIC, ERICK, at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com.
What is the job before us in 1944? First, to win the war. To win it fast. To win it overwhelmingly.
81 years ago today on WSB Radio, you heard President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He won an unprecedented fourth term. He had argued during the campaign that it would be dangerous to change leadership during World War II. Poor FDR died just 5 months later. Warm Springs, Georgia, Hyde Park, New York, and everywhere in between. I think when he passed, Deborah, they did a train eulogy.
He took his body?
Yeah, and it was like a train from, anyway. 81 years ago today on WSB Radio, President Roosevelt won his unprecedented fourth term. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. Political analyst Bill Crane coming up after the news. New news for soybean farmers. American farmers have been hoping for relief while dealing with rising costs and uncertainty, in part because of import taxes. Soybean farmers caught in the middle of the trade war between the U.S. and China. While a tentative deal with China offers some hope, farmers are hurting. CBS's Cecilia Vega traveled to West Tennessee to see the impact on family farms and farmers like Jeffrey Daniels and Franklin Carmack.
President Trump has promised a new bailout for American farmers, as much as $13 billion that he said would be paid for by the tariffs.
For a little while going to be hurt until it kicks in. The tariffs kick into their benefit.
Like most farmers we spoke to, Daniels and Carmack say they'd rather work their fields than rely on taxpayer money.
It will help pay some bills, but that's not fixing the problem.
It's a Band-Aid when we need stitches.
Can you wait?
No.
Can you wait this out?
Farm families can't wait.
Yeah, sadly, especially here in Georgia, farm families cannot wait. I wonder what the shelf life is for these soybean farmers that had grown all of these crops, right, to sell to China. And then China's like, no, we're good. Like, how long can they just sit in the silos, in the barns, in the warehouses? But again, after President Trump's meeting with President Xi, they are going to start buying our soybeans. But by that point, are they fermented soybeans? Can you make moonshine out of soybeans? Got a feel for the farmers. It's horribly ironic that farmers could be food insecure because of what's going on with the trade war. Horrible stuff. All right, Sabrina has your news, weather, and traffic in 3 minutes. When we come back, political analyst Bill Crane. We're going to chat with our buddy Phil Rosenthal. And in the 11 o'clock hour, Deborah's got tickets to give away to see Sting. In the meantime, sit back, relax, and enjoy some Joni Mitchell on The Mark Arum Show.
Crown and anchor me, or let me sail away. Hey, blue.
I'm so excited to hear my son's band play tonight. They've been, sorry, be right back. They've been rehearsing, bathroom break. Overactive bladder can mean missing out on life's moments, navigating life around the nearest bathroom instead of the next experience. Medtronic therapies have treated nearly 500,000 people worldwide with bladder or bowel control problems. Let Medtronic show you what's possible. Visit medtronic.com/bladderhelp to learn how.
Stressed out that you might need a new water heater and you're just like, oh my goodness, how much is this going to cost? Let me put your mind at ease, folks. Hey, it's Mark Arum back from my pals at Reliable Heating and Air. Check this out. You can get a new water heater for only $29.99 a month. That's right. No credit check and an unbeatable lifetime warranty. Or go tankless for only $59.99 a month and enjoy instant and endless hot water. Their water heater installations come with a 100% satisfaction guarantee, same-day water heater installation guarantee, or they pay you $300. And with their Comfort as a Service program, you get lifetime repair and maintenance, no additional charges ever, no money down, and low monthly payments. That's an unbelievable deal. I want you to schedule a convenient time for an appointment on their website right now, reliableair.com. That's reliableair.com. Or call or text 770-594-9969, 770-594-9969.
Hey, if you're with Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, you are overpaying for wireless, period, end of sentence. You're paying for thousands of retail stores that you're never going to go to. You're paying for unnecessary perks that you'll never use. But guess what? My cell phone provider, Pure Talk, they use the same 5G network, the same cell towers. The only difference? They don't charge you for any of the garbage. Instead, Pure Talk will give you unlimited talk, unlimited text, plenty of data, $25 a month. That's real money in your pocket for the exact same service. And guess what? You can keep your phone and your phone number. The switch is simple, fast, easy. Dial pound 250, say the keyword save now. You'll save an additional 50% off your first month. And you can be switched over in mere minutes. Pound 250, keyword save now. Make the switch to my cell phone provider, a veteran-owned company, Pure Talk. Wireless by Americans for Americans.
Whether it's a walk-in closet, master closet, or pantry, unlock the true potential of your storage areas in time for the holidays. Schedule your free design consultation today at artisancustomclosets.com and reward yourself with affordable luxury this holiday season.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 10:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by your Metro Atlanta AMCO dealers. Travelers are contending with extensive flight delays and cancellations today as the FAA makes cuts at 40 busy airports, including here in Atlanta. Maggie Vespa reporting 4% of those flights are being slashed today.
If the shutdown drags on, the agency planning to ramp up mandated flight reductions to 6% Tuesday and 10% by next Friday, saying safety is their main concern.
And already today, there have been more than 800 flight cancellations and 1,000 plus delays. This comes as many air traffic controllers continue to call in sick while not getting paid, while others are working extra long hours amid staffing shortages. challenges. The transportation secretary is saying that he is putting safety first as the longest federal government shutdown in history continues, now in day number 38. And this just in, the Trump administration is asking for an emergency pause on a federal judge's order that requires them to fully fund SNAP benefits for November. Yesterday, the judge ordered the White House to pay out the benefits by today and said people have gone without for too long. All right, your weather for today. The clouds are going to be rolling in, and a rain shower or two is possible this afternoon on your way home. Highs around 74, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards, but then freezing temperatures are headed our way next week in metro Atlanta, the first part of the week. And Georgia Power today offering assistance for those who may have a hard time protecting their homes from the cold.
Heating your home when the temperature drops can get expensive. Amanda Sowles with Georgia Power says they're here to help.
Our energy assistance team is actually traveling around the state to help our customers sign up for different programs that we have.
She says those programs for qualifying customers include service discounts along with a so-called EASE program in which contractors visit a home to make improvements to make it more energy efficient, all for free. She says customers can also get rebates on their bills if they choose energy efficient devices like programmable thermostats. Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Well, it looked like a fruit stand, but drug agents say that produce stand was a front for drug trafficking in Paulding County. They found 270 grams of methamphetamine. 2 people have been arrested, police searching for another. Melvin Stevens charged with 5 counts of trafficking methamphetamine and 1 count of possession of meth. Athena Alloway is also charged, and at last check, officers were still looking for Crystal Ballweg. A potentially serious wheel issue is prompting a big recall at Honda, as we learn now from Jeff Gilbert.
Honda's recalling 2016 to 21 model year Civics because of an issue that could cause 18-inch aluminum alloy wheels to detach. Honda found the problem in an inspection, but has no warranty claims or reports of crashes. The problem has been traced to an issue with the manufacturing of the wheel.
Well, despite consumer caution, holiday spending is on track right now to pass $1 trillion this year and set a record.
The prediction comes from the National Retail Federation, which says consumers plan to spend almost $900 per person on average. The NRF says retail sales are expected to rise as much as 4.2% from last year. The group does point to ongoing challenges, including the government shutdown, trade uncertainty, and persistent inflation. Retailers are expected to absorb some tariff costs to avoid major price hikes on essential items. I'm Bloomberg's Gina Cervetti for 95.5 WSB.
As we check the markets, the Dow is in the red. NASDAQ also down more than a full percent. The S&P's down more than 0.5%. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. We start in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
That's right, Sabrina, over in College Park, still dealing with that stalled big rig. I-25 northbound the inner loop before Washington Road exit 1. It's taking out 2 right lanes still. So making your way by the airport. You got delays stretched back to Riverdale Road exit 60. You can still use I-85 northbound as an alternate route. Elsewhere over in Duluth, you got a stalled vehicle. I-85 northbound before Sugarloaf Parkway exit 1. That's blocking out 1 right lane as you're making your way into Swanee. Chip Canales, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Increasing cloud cover through this afternoon. An isolated rain shower possible for the ride home today. Afternoon high 74. Lows tonight in the low 60s as rain showers move through. Drying out tomorrow afternoon, high 75.
It is 63 degrees in Smyrna. Tucker has 61, 65 right now in Peachtree Corners. We'll have more news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
WSB is your home of the Dogs.
Snap it back, hand it to Bowen.
This week, Georgia battles Mississippi State in an SEC showdown.
35-30 down the hatch.
Pre-game coverage starts tomorrow at 8 a.m. Kickoff at noon.
20, 10, 5, touchdown.
Only on your home of the Dogs, 95.5 WSB.
Chauncey Bowens, he ripped him a new one.
Brought to you in part by Hoffman Financial Group, official partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
If you have the same volume of flights, that's still a lot of pressure to get those flights, even though
Transportation, Sean Duffy, day 38 of the government shutdown. We're seeing air travel delays. We'll discuss that next with political analyst Bill Crane, 2 minutes away on The Mark Arum Show.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
Been wanting a new deck for your home? Something that's built just the way you want it? but you're scared to pull the trigger? I can help you with that. Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations. Right now, Ben Hill Renovations are offering special financing. No interest if you pay in full within the 18 months promo period. You're welcome. Visit bhrenovations.com today and schedule a free design consultation at your home. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
Rates are continuing to get better, and lots of folks are taking advantage of them by calling Myland. This is Scott Slade. Access the equity in your home with a home equity line of credit or cash-out refinance. Then use the equity in your home to pay off high-interest debts, student loans, basement or kitchen remodels, or anything else you need. These guys and gals are the best I've seen, and that's why I've been recommending them for over a decade. Local experts you can trust. Why would you call anyone else? Every month, Myland closes a loan that other lenders just can't do. Also, Myland wanted me to let you know they're still growing, currently hiring for their incredible sales team. If you or someone you know might be interested in joining one of Atlanta's premier mortgage lenders, give them a call. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's myland.com. Spell it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee 148769. Located at 8995 West Side Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. Myland is an equal housing lender.
Sell your home with Mark Spain Real Estate and get the strongest cash offer in the industry. You'll save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
I did it my way.
10:37 on this Georgia Bulldog weekend edition of the Mark Arum Show. Also, day 38 of the government shutdown. Joining us live, as he does every Friday at this time, beloved political analyst Bill Crane. Bill, good morning, my friend.
Mark, I'm going to share with you. This is dedication to task. I am in the OR prep for having my plumbing restored at Northside Hospital, but I am happy to be with you.
Wow. Well, that's a plug, so this should be a free procedure.
Yeah, it should be. I'll tell them.
Well, Bill, I won't keep you that long. Let's start with the Tuesday election results. Start here in the commission race in the state of Georgia. Surprised, not surprised? What was your initial takeaway?
Surprised by the margin and surprised by, and be better than 60-40. It was 63-37, and the GOP has not lost a public service commission race, I think, except for once since 1992. Bobby Baker was elected the first Republican, and the commission went slowly all Republican. Bubba McDonald, who's the senior member now, ran first as a Democrat, lost, switched parties to Republican, won 2 years later, and has been on the Public Service Commission since. Big message across the state, but low turnout. So it's not apples to apples looking at two years ahead of what's going to happen in 2026. But clearly there's dissatisfaction with the general direction of the country. I think a lot of angst about the economy. And if you look at New York City's mayoral race or some of those gubernatorial races, pocketbook issues were what carried the day for the Democratic Party. But they had a good day and the GOP did not.
Yeah, the margin of victory in the Georgia race stood out to me as well, as did the governor's races. Like the polls showed that the Democrats were going to win New Jersey, they were going to win Virginia, but the polling didn't show the blowouts that they actually were. Could we learn more from that than the Georgia race here? Well,
you can look at in a gubernatorial election state. I haven't gotten granular on what their turnout was compared to 4 years ago. We had about, and I'm looking at the final numbers, about 12 to 15%, depending on which county you're in, turnout. In a normal midterm election, which is what we'll have in 2 years, it'll be 35 to 40%. So when you double the number of voters, you're going to get a different mix. But clearly, Democratic voters were much more motivated. And if it stays that way in 2026, and the GOP kind of seemingly concentrates on Election Day, but they really didn't show, you'll see a very different Congress. You'll see a very different U.S. House, and whoever the Democratic nominee is in Georgia for governor will have a much better shot than I think they have looking at things today.
Political analyst Bill Crane joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. I want to come back to Georgia for a second. I didn't have this on my show notes, but we got new polling from the AJC on the Democratic race for governor. Keisha Lance Bottoms, former Atlanta mayor, running away with it, according to the polls, 40%. Still a large number of undecided, but I was kind of shocked by those numbers.
You got a handful of things going on there. She is articulate, presents well. She is campaigning out in the state. But the primary base of the Democratic Party is African-American women. She is not the first African-American woman to run, but she's got name identification, was strongly identified with and active in the Biden and Harris campaigns, and is somewhat the darling, at least, of the Atlanta Journal and Constitution. You don't get to read a lot about the Sequoia Turner death or some of the faux pas that the mayor may have made in the handling of the summer of racial justice protests. You tend to read more about her being dynamic and things in her first term. And so when you get in the heat of a primary or a general, when things start being dredged up that didn't go so well, that caused her to choose not to run a second term, those numbers will tighten. Her distant second place finisher in that poll right now is Michael Thurmond, who I expect will be the person she's in a runoff with. But you do have 4 candidates in that race, or 5, on the Democratic side, 3 on the Republican. And it hasn't happened yet, but I'll tease it on your show because I've been right so far. Pretty good buzz that some of this shift that you're seeing in Marjorie Taylor Greene is that she is looking again at being a late entry on the GOP side in the governor's race.
I was just about to ask you about this MTG rebrand we've been seeing on The View, on CNN, being critical of Republican leadership. And the question I had on Wednesday was, she's setting herself up for something. You think it might be a late entry into the governor's race?
I don't think she's going to go back to running Taylor Construction, and that's where I first met her at one of the WSB kind of sponsor events. And she, what we saw on The View is what I saw when I met her in person, not what we're more accustomed to in terms of her as a member of Congress. So yeah, she's definitely in the midst of a rebrand, and we'll see, I guess, before the year is out, how she's going to put that to use.
Yeah, really, really interesting turn of events. All right, Bill, go get the pipes clean. Best of luck. Shout out Northside Hospital. Do not charge Bill Crane for this procedure, please.
Take care.
All right, see you later, Bill Crane. Oh, that's a first.
Dedication about coming on.
Bill's getting prepped in the ER to clean out his pipes. I'm not exactly sure what that procedure is. Is that the... Never mind. I'm going to leave it there. But Bill, I think he just stole star of the show from everybody. That's pretty amazing. Political analyst Bill Crane, no matter where he is, will join us every Friday on the Mark Arum Show. I want to update a couple of stories, Deborah, while we have a second. We've been talking about, obviously, the flight cancellations, the delays, close to 80 cancellations right now at Hartsfield-Jackson, spread over a number of airlines, but obviously Delta is the hometown airline and the big hub here in Atlanta. This is a Delta story unrelated to the shutdown and TSA and the air traffic controllers. A human biohazard situation on a Delta. Folks might still be eating their breakfast at Waffle House. So let's couch this story carefully,
Right,
Deborah. But
okay.
it was a human biohazard on a flight.
That is how the person sharing the story describes it, human biohazard. So a Delta passenger was on a 5.5-hour flight, and this was a couple weeks ago, so it hasn't been during like the big shutdown
Okay.
or anything. It was a couple weeks ago on this long flight, and the person realized the person next to them was a little bit older gentleman, and they had some mobility issues, and that person was not able to get up at all during the flight. And once the flight ended, they realized that the seatmate, I guess, had made kind of a mess, all over the seat, all over himself. And the passenger was kind of just stuck there,
Yeah.
like, what do you say? How do you react? You don't want to be like that mean person, but obviously that person was really
but
upset.
I feel bad for the guy.
Right. The person was very upset having to kind of deal with it, smell with it, everything. And then that person was offered 500 miles as a sorry.
Well, I mean, it's not the airline's fault.
No, it's not. But I
500
think
miles
when
is
you have a passenger, maybe there's usually, like when kids fly by themselves,
Yeah.
there's usually notes. Maybe there's something for older passengers if they do need help that they can call
Mm.
an attendant.
Yeah, there's no winners in that story. I'm just, bless his heart. Bless all their hearts. I might have given more than 500 miles if I were in charge. But, all right, biohazard. I thought I had a biohazard situation earlier this morning. Not me personally. I walked into one of our production rooms, and someone was in there doing work, and I thought I walked into a crop dusting situation. And I was like, whoa, all right, here, and I gave them the piece of paper. It turns out they had something funky in the trash can. But I thought I was in
All right.
it was not a biohazard situation, but I thought it was a crop dusting situation. All right. Thank you, Deborah. Real quick, I apologize to Chick-fil-A. We're going to update this story after that story. But Chick-fil-A fans rejoice. The holiday menu has been revealed.
Yeah, if you like all these seasonal flavors, Chick-fil-A dropped theirs. They've got peppermint milkshake, peppermint chip frosted coffee, peppermint iced coffee, ice cream with peppermint bark chips. And then if you're looking for something a little bit warmer, since it is going to get really cold next week, they've got that chicken tortilla soup coming back on the menu, and a 30-count nugget meal has been added. Look at you guys.
30 count.
That's.
Yep, 30-count nugget meal.
Did you see McDonald's, Vinny, is doing a 6-7 meal? A 6-7 nuggets?
Really? Well,
Yeah.
I'm surprised it finally.
Now, I
took
don't know
you.
exactly how it works, but I guess, they have a 6-piece nugget, and now they're like, maybe you get a 7.
6.5 in there.
Yeah, they're like 6-7. Anyway, just want to get Vinny involved in the show. 6-7 nugget deal at McDonald's near you. All right, quick break. When we come back, Phil Rosenthal. Love him. He's going to join us live on the Mark Aram Show. Right now, however, got to check the mid-morning commute live with the latest. Chip Canales.
That's right, over in College Park. Still dealing with that stalled big rig right now. Long-standing I-285 northbound the inner loop before Washington Road exit 1. You got 2 right lanes that are still blocked off right by the airport. You got delays still stretched back to Riverdale Road exit 60. You can still use I-85 north as an alternate route. Elsewhere over in Duluth, you still got a stalled vehicle I-85 northbound near Sugarloaf Parkway exit 101. That's taking out 1 right lane. So as you're making your way into Swanee. Chip Canales, 95.5 WSB.
In Atlanta, there is always something happening.
Tanker truck crashed into the median.
The Triple Team Traffic Center has you covered.
No traffic getting through in either direction.
Helping you on your commute.
Avoid the area at all costs. Take Highway 155 or Highway 4223.
Brought to you by the Cool Ray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
You know, every year there's that one house on the street that looks amazing. Well, this year it is mine. I'm Chris Chandler. Wise Guys Pro Wash keeps my home clean. Now they make it shine this holiday season. They install lights along my roof line so cleanly that even in daylight you barely notice them. Till I'm ready to plug them in, the whole house lights up then. Wise Guys Lights handles everything. Install, maintenance, and takedown. And right now, first-time customers who mention me, Chris Chandler, save $150 when installed. Spots are filling fast. Don't wait. Book now at wiseguyslights.com.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed right here on 95.5 WSB. Well, Chris, as you know, time just keeps on ticking. We're putting another year under our belt, so it seems like a really good time to take stock of our financial lives and put together that plan that's built to last.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in will work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Picture it, your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Right now, USDA Choice boneless beef strip steaks are only $7.99 a pound in the family pack with your digital coupon. Limit 5. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I'm Channel 2's Lori Wilson.
I'm Fred Blankenship. Channel 2 Action News this morning is the best place to be for breaking news.
So much is happening, and we're on it. Our reporters are the first to know in your community, bringing you fresh information, the best video.
We know you depend on us. It's why we're everywhere live to prepare you for the day ahead.
In the morning, see what's new.
Don't miss a day. Join us. Channel 2 Action News this morning, 4:30 to 7.
Does this sound like you, where every step or reach is a reminder of what hurts, a reminder of what you're not able to do and how far you've drifted from the life you used to have when you didn't feel that pain? Good news for you, because relief is closer than you think, and it doesn't have to come from a scalpel. What if it could come from you? It's Mark Aaron from my pals at QC Kinetics, where they tap into your body's own regenerative power using natural healing factors that help restore and repair damaged tissue, reduce inflammation, and relieve pain at its source. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery. And this Veterans Day, QC Kinetics is giving back to their heroes. Veterans will get $500 off their treatment, and for every non-veteran who starts care, QC Kinetics will donate $500 to the Wounded Warrior Project. A great time to book your free consultation. So call QC Kinetics today. 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. Locations in Decatur, Lawrenceville, Sandy Springs, Marietta, Stockbridge, and Douglasville.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. But what's more, MediShare members like it. We know this from member surveys. They like it a lot. It's a proven thing now. MediShare has been around for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing, too. If you join before November 15th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they will waive your application fee. So you save $100 right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. Again, the deadline is November 15th, so call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Really love this song. 10:52 on the Mark Air Show. Happy 29th birthday. That's it. Rock singer Lorde turns 29. This is Royals. She's from New Zealand, FYI. Joining us on the Mark Air program by my count for the 8th time, the legend that is Phil Rosenthal. Phil, good morning. As always, thanks for your time.
Hello. Nice to be with you.
Now, you might think this is an interview, Phil, but it's not. It's an intervention, and I'll explain.
Oh, yes? Why? What are you stopping me from?
From whatever you're doing that is necessitating you continue to work. You should be sitting on a beach somewhere cashing residual checks.
No.
Yet you keep working.
No,
and you...
not fun. Not fun. Work is fun.
Is it a gambling addiction?
If you're lucky enough in life to get to do what I do, this is not work.
So there's not a gambling addiction that you need to pay for or anything like that? All right, I feel better. I feel better about it.
Yeah.
You're staying active, and I love it. Phil's Favorites, a new cookbook just released 3 days ago. Brand new collection of your favorite recipes. Give me one dish from the...
That's right.
For a guy that is not very well-versed in the kitchen, what's one recipe that I could knock out?
Well, here's the thing. The first book was called Somebody Feed Phil, the book. And that was a collection of our most requested recipes from the first 4 seasons of the show. But now we've had 4 more seasons since then, and I wanted to get the most requested recipes for people from those shows. And in addition, for this book, Phil's Favorites, I included my favorite friends and family's recipes too. What you won't see are recipes from me in the book. You know why? Because I am not a chef. Hence the name of the show.
But don't you make a killer tuna sandwich, I've been told, though.
Oh, yes, I lied. There is one recipe that I included for monkeys who are like me.
Like me.
And can't really cook. And so here's my recipe. Are you ready for the tuna sandwich?
I'm ready.
Get the best can of tuna you can buy.
Okay.
It's going to be a little more expensive, but I promise you it's worth it, especially if it's, in that beautiful olive oil, right?
Yeah.
And you'll know it's good because it'll cost more than the other cans. And you'll say, I'm not paying that for tuna. I'm telling you, splurge
it's worth it.
And buy that can of tuna. It's still cheaper than eating out. And if you get a great couple pieces of bread, this is practically the whole recipe.
No mayo?
Because you drizzle, you don't need it. You don't. If you have the beautiful olive oil.
The oil, okay.
You drizzle that on the bread, and that becomes, the moisture in the sandwich. And the deliciousness of the tuna itself is so good that all I do is I put a little sea salt on there. I happen to like a sliced tomato, but
Yes.
you don't have to. And then maybe a little dill if you like that. I love dill like my mom used to make. And that's pretty much it.
Are you for
You
or
can put
against
any seasoning you like.
for or against cheese on a tuna sandwich, like a slice of American or cheddar?
Well, then I want a tuna melt.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, I'm already hungry. Phil, while I got you, the book, by the way, is available now, Phil's Favorites, new cookbook. But am I reading this correctly? We're going to have a Everyone Loves Raymond reunion special November 24th on CBS?
We're going to have an Everybody Loves Raymond reunion special.
That's what
the
I'm
30th
sorry.
anniversary. Yeah, 30th anniversary. Listen, everybody calls it that. That's fine. November 24th on CBS, 30 years since we started. How about that? We just filmed it. It's so funny and so good. It's like being with the gang again. They recreated the set. People think, they just found the set was there the whole time. No, when you see it, I want you to understand that the moment the show was over, after 9 years,
they break it down.
They tore the set down because they need room for the next TV sitcom that's coming onto that stage. The people who built the set originally recreated it, and the set decorators and designers recreated every element of the set. So you're in Ray and Deborah's kitchen and living room, and we had a live audience come, and it was so much fun. We didn't script anything. We just showed clips
obviously,
and laughed
we've
and
talked
told
before.
stories and outtakes.
We've talked before about this, Phil. I absolutely love the show. The reunion special, November 24th. Phil's new cookbook, Phil's Favorites, out everywhere now. Always a pleasure. It turned out to be an interview, not an intervention. Phil Rosenthal on the Mark Arum Show. News, weather, and traffic in 2 when we get back. Day 38 of the government shutdown, how it's impacting air travel.
I'm gonna see the folks I did.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now, the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So, what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan today. 404-208-3300. That's 404-208-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. See website for details.
Whether it's a slip that ends in a slip disc, a trick knee that's holding you back, or shoulder pain hurting your game, you can count on Northside Hospital Orthopedics. With leading care in Georgia at convenient locations all across the state, we're here to get you back on your feet, no matter what comes your way. Because Georgia moves us, and we keep Georgia moving. Find a provider near you at northside.com/ortho. That's northside.com/ORTHO.
Normally, Rufus doesn't like the vet. But these veterans are his favorite. They protect our country. Veterans Day is November 11th, and Findlay Roofing honors our local vets. Dave Baker here for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. Right now, veterans get a special $1,500 discount on roof replacement. Offer ends Veterans Day. 0% financing is available. Schedule your free roof analysis at findlayroofing.com.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there. Good morning. It is 11 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by the Next Generation Xfinity 10G network. This is new since Atlanta's morning news. The Trump administration has now asked a federal appeals court to block a judge's order to distribute November's full SNAP benefits during a government shutdown. U.S. District Judge John McConnell had given the administration until today to make the payments through the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. However, the administration is seeking to suspend any court orders requiring it to spend more money than available in a contingency fund. And as this government shutdown continues and families are caught in the middle not getting SNAP benefits, a local restaurant in Pickens County is asking customers to pay it forward by buying a meal for those in need, and they can just add it to their ticket.
And then we'll put it on the wall, and whoever is in need comes and picks something off the wall, and we make it for them, no questions asked.
That is Mary Hogan. She's the owner of the Rolling Snackle Box on Highway 51.
So it was put on my heart from God to start this little program.
And she says that the response has been tremendous, and she does plan to continue the program from here on out. As we're talking about the government shutdown, it's impacting those who are flying. Officials at Hartsfield-Jackson waiting to see what the exact impact on the FAA's temporary flight reductions could be. Dan McCabe is Southeast Regional Vice President of the National Air Traffic Controllers Association. He tells WSB.
For the controllers, nothing changes, obviously. They're still going to be expected to come to work and do the same job they do every single day.
In a statement, an airport spokesperson says that they are putting measures in place to ensure that passengers affected by the flight reductions can continue to have optimal experience. All right, your weather for today. Clouds rolling in, rain showers possible as you drive home this afternoon, and a high of 74. Then frigid temperatures headed our way the first of next week, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. And Georgia Power this morning is lending a hand to some homeowners who may need extra help.
For many Georgians, it's the normal advice to protect your home from the cold, checking insulation, sealing any leaks, and changing your air filter. But Amanda Sowles with Georgia Power says there's extra help for others, including a home energy improvement program.
So you can receive over $1,000 in rebates to kind of replace and upgrade some energy efficient things in your home.
And those who qualify can also get service discounts and even a contractor to come out for free to make improvements for better energy efficiency as the first blast of winter hits North Georgia. Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
A drug trafficking operation busted up in Paulding County. It looked like a fruit stand on the side of the road, but drug agents say that produce stand was actually a front for drug trafficking. They found 270 grams of methamphetamine. 2 people arrested, police searching for a third. Melvin Stevens charged with 5 counts of trafficking methamphetamine, 1 count of possession of methamphetamine. Athena Holloway also charged, and police are still looking for Crystal Bolweg this morning. There is a Honda recall. About 406,000 2016 through 2021 Civics are under recall. It's because of a problem with wheel lugs. They can loosen, and this could lead to a wheel detaching from the vehicle. That increases the risk of a crash or injury. And some sad news this morning. The Farmer's Almanac, it's ending its 208-year run. With its 2016 edition, the Almanac is known for long-term weather predictions, gardening guides, fishing, moon phases. The publisher saying the decision to call it quits was made because of the increasing financial challenges of producing and distributing the Almanac in today's media environment. The Farmer's Almanac was first published back in 1818. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is down 224 at 46,688. So the Dow's down almost 0.5%. NASDAQ's down more than 1.5%, and the S&P's down almost a full percent. It's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams in the WSB 24-hour traffic center. I hope your drive-in was better than mine this morning.
It wasn't too bad, Sabrina, but we are still watching some trouble spots out there, especially on the south side perimeter. 285 westbound, very slow getting through the airport tunnels, passing Riverdale Road, all due to that stalled tractor trailer on 285 north, the inner loop. As you approach Washington Road, that is blocking several of the lanes on that ramp, slowing that ride. Elsewhere in DeKalb County, you got the construction I-20 eastbound, heading toward Lithonia near Panola Road. That's in the left lane, slowing the ride from Wesley Chapel. And just found some trouble in Roswell. They're trying to clear a crash out of the right lane, 400 southbound, just below Holcomb Bridge Road, exit number 7. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Mostly cloudy through the afternoon with an isolated rain shower possible for the ride home. Today's high is 74. Rain showers overnight into early tomorrow morning. Lows in the low 60s. Drying out tomorrow afternoon, becoming mostly cloudy. High 70. 75.
64 degrees right now in Dunwoody. Lithia Springs has 66. It's 67 in Riverdale. We'll have more news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
11:05 on the Mark Arum Show. In just a minute, updating day 38 of the government shutdown, how it's impacting air travel at the world's busiest and around the nation. 30 minutes from now, Deborah's got tickets to give away to see Sting. But I was heartbroken in Sabrina's newscast there. The Farmer's Almanac is going away.
Yeah. Can you believe that?
No, I can't. And what are they blaming it on? The new...
Well, the financial, the new
no
media
one's buying
environment.
books. Yeah.
And then the financial part of putting it together and then sending it out,
I have the real cause of why the Farmer's Almanac is going out of business. You ready?
Yeah.
In my generation, I don't know, you lived a classier life, Sabrina, growing up than I did.
I don't know about that.
But when I was growing up, if you went to my friend EJ's house or my friend Mike's, whatever, every bathroom at every one of my friends' house had a Farmer's Almanac on the back of the toilet. Like, that was the reading material for bathroom goers through the 70s and 80s and 90s. Johnny Kilbasa used to keep one in his bathroom. But now we have smartphones. I know you don't look at your phone in the facility, Sabrina. You're classy to do it. But I think that's what, there's no more bathroom reading material. And that's what the Farmer's Almanac was.
I still buy it.
Yeah.
We still buy it. I love it. It was, my family would get it. My dad and mom would read it. I loved it. I still buy it.
But you didn't keep it in the bathroom, though. You had
it was everywhere, I'm sure.
That's 1818? Is that when it first...
excuse me, I can tell you.
Yeah, I think it was 1818.
It was over 200 years ago.
Gosh, all right.
Yeah, it was...
How are we going to find out when the new moon is?
1818. And when to plant things,
Yes. Well, now Ashley Frasco will take over.
That's right.
Green and Growing, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Deborah, you grew up a farmer.
Yeah.
Do farmers turn their nose up at the Farmer's Almanac? Or
no, it's part of like, well, who knows better than a farmer, right? We're out there in the elements. We can tell it's going to rain. When the weather meteorologist is like 50%, we're like, no, it's not going to rain. Like that's our Bible.
That made me sad. That hurt me. Vinny, do me a favor. Go to eBay and find the oldest copy of the Farmer's Almanac available on eBay right now. I want to get one for old time's sake. Mine's like, stop buying stuff, but. Like, if you can get, if there's an 1800s edition of the Farmer's Almanac, that's a cool collectible. Rest in peace to the Farmer's Almanac. That hit me surprisingly hard. All right, day 38 of the government shutdown. Air travel is impacted. The reduction of number of air flights underway at 40 of the nation's biggest airports. The government asking for just a 3% decrease in flights today. CBS's Meg Oliver is at Newark International in Jersey and at the other major New York airports. The impact's been small, perhaps 150 flights so far at all three airports. Nationwide, well...
We do know, and I want to put this into context for you just a little bit, just roughly over 25,000 flights are scheduled to depart across the country. Out of those flights, 748 will be cut today. Many of the airlines are saying that this is going to impact regional flights much more than those bigger hubs.
Continuing our team coverage, I'm looking right now, travel and transportation reporter Sam Sweeney from ABC. Right now, total delays at Hartsfield-Jackson just hit 100. Total cancellations today at Hartsfield-Jackson International now at 78 cancellations. Sam, I'm expecting these numbers are going to climb and things are going to get a lot worse.
It is. But the good news is that if you are on one of those impacted flights, the airlines are preemptively telling you about that, and you are not showing up to the airport. So we're not going to see mass chaos at airports or people sleeping on cots. And in fact, I just spoke with United, and they tell me that for the majority of the people who were on an impacted flight, they were able to rebook them on another flight that departs within 4 hours of their original flight. So they're canceling the flights with the least amount of impact. Where it's easiest to rebook passengers.
So for the listeners out there that might have a flight that's in, one of these cancellation zones, if their flight is canceled, the airlines will do the rebooking for them and they'll get alerted so they don't have to go to the the desk at Delta or United and try to find a suitable flight?
Exactly. It's going to be, they get canceled and then the system automatically rebooks them. But the biggest tip of advice I can give is to download the airline's app. That's where you will be notified of that cancellation. You will also be notified of your new itinerary immediately. And if that new itinerary doesn't work for you, you'll be able to quickly switch it to something else. Or if you say, hey, look, I'm just not going to take this trip, you can cancel your flight and get a full cash refund if the airline does cancel your flight.
Sam, this is the first day of what we think will be kind of a stepladder approach to flight cuts directed by the FAA. So a certain percentage cut today and tomorrow, and that number expected to go up next week?
It'll go up, 1 or 2% each day, and then by November 14th, it will reach 10%. But again, everybody's hoping that this government shutdown will be over by then, and they don't have to reach that number. But look, if this goes on past November 14th, and the FAA says, look, our controllers keep calling out in mass numbers, and we need to reduce more flights, they will. That number will jump even higher.
Sam Sweeney is the travel and transportation reporter for ABC, joining us on the Mark Arum Show. All the focus has been on the air traffic controllers, but are we seeing elongated delays through security at big airports around the country because of TSA workers also in that federal worker pool?
We are, and it's been, sporadic. Sometimes you go to the airport and you get through in 2 minutes, and then the next day you're there and it's 1 hour. It really depends on those sick calls. But for the most part, things have been pretty smooth. Even this morning, I've heard for someone, they just said they went through security in Boston. They were through in 3 minutes. Another person messaged me from Philadelphia, and they said they were through in 4 minutes. So it really depends. But for the most part, across the board, the averages have been anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, which is great. But you do run that risk that you show up that one day and a whole bunch of people have called out sick, and now you're waiting 1 hour.
I mentioned to you before we came on the air that I have a flight scheduled for New York next Thursday evening. We had our travel expert on yesterday. He said that the flights that are least likely to get canceled are the first ones out every morning. Should I maybe preemptively move my flight to an earlier flight? Are there any suggestions you can give the listeners on how to avoid an upcoming flight cancellation?
Early flights are always the best, whether we're in a government shutdown or not. And the reason is that most of those planes come in overnight. The maintenance is handled overnight. The crews are ready to go. They're already in place, and you leave on time. But if there is an issue, you now have the entire rest of the day to figure out another option or another solution to get to your destination. Whereas if you're on the last flight of the night, well, then you're stuck overnight and your options are limited. So yes, always book in the morning. But again, the good news here with this is that they are telling people, Delta says they're going to tell people at least a day before their flight. So you'll have some wiggle room there to rebook if you need to.
Knock on wood. Sam Sweeney, ABC News. Sam, great stuff as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess the good news for travelers this morning at the world's busiest is the TSA delays are non-existent, Deborah. 0 minute wait through the pre-check. Are you pre-check eligible? Have you signed up for that?
No, and now I don't need to because I got to keep my shoes on. So.
I signed up at Bradley International. They were just doing it like willy-nilly. Like, hey, do you want pre-check? I was like, all right. 1 minute wait at the lower north checkpoint, 3 minutes at the north checkpoint, and huge 6 minutes to get through the main checkpoint.
That's nothing.
That makes me feel better that we're not seeing massive delays at TSA like the ones in freaking Houston. Holy smokes!
Do you think a lot of people just change their plans?
Yeah,
So maybe it's just
absolutely.
easier to fly now.
Absolutely, I bet, or got there way earlier than they might normally have. But day 38 of the government shutdown. One other travel-related story, Deborah, before we move on. This kind of shocked me because when I was 21, 22, getting out of college, it never occurred to me to move out of the United States, to live abroad. Right, I'd like to travel, but to live outside the U.S. when I was a kid, younger adult, no. But apparently 2/3 of young Americans want to live abroad, or they're open to the idea of living abroad.
Yeah, so it says about 63% of younger adults, so 18 to 34, and then 53% of their parents are considering leaving the United States. And some of this has to do with the economic, the political tensions. You know, you always hear every election, I'm leaving the country
Sure.
if so-and-so is nominated or so-and-so wins. A lot of people says that stress in the country is too high, and there are lots of other countries like Scandinavia or the Mediterranean who have these very less stressful lives, or at least it seems like that. So, yeah, younger adults willing to leave the United States.
That makes no sense to me, though, less stress. First of all, moving. I moved across town, and that's one of the most stressful things ever. Imagine picking up and moving to Sweden.
But how much stuff can't you take with you?
But
That's
still,
the thing. It's like, I don't need any of it.
So that you have that stress, and then if you're moving to a country where you don't know the language, that stress and just the cultural differences. I'm thinking of Vinny Drip, who is an outstanding young
Vinny in Sweden.
Vinny in let's put him in Moldova, where he doesn't speak the language.
Mulva?
Vinny's used to getting the pancake platter at Gutbusters every 9th Monday.
Mm-hmm.
The adjustment that if you move to an Eastern European nation for less stress, I think you're going to be more stressed out. I did see a video on one of the social media platforms, and there was this Italian guy, probably in his 30s, and he was chastising Americans for retiring to Florida. He's like, why would you retire to Florida? Come retire to Italy, where the cost of living is nothing. You can buy a villa in Tuscany or Sicily for pennies on the dollar. Food's more inexpensive. Healthcare is free. And instead of he was pitching me. I'm like, yeah, why don't I retire to Italy? It was pretty interesting. I don't know, but the cost of living is a big issue. That's why I think, again, when I was Vinny's age, I never thought of living abroad. But as of right now, we'll probably retire to Japan. Not anytime soon. It's just so much cheaper there. My house would cost $30,000 in Japan.
That's worth it right
Yeah,
there. Yes.
and the cost of everything. So much cheaper. But who knows what is going to happen in 20 years from now. But I thought that was very, very interesting. All right, when we come back, we're going to update our top local stories. Right now, though, we go live to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. Hello and good morning to Alex Williams.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Right now, watching the brake lights out into Lithonia. I see the left lane construction on the Jam Cam. 20 eastbound getting past Panola Road, exit 71. Slow into Stockbridge, 75 southbound, 675 south. Both hitting the brake pedal right before you get to Highway 138, but improving once you clear Hudson Bridge Road. Better news around the airport. Finally cleared up that long-standing stalled big rig on the 285 westbound ramps to 285 north there in College Park, so those delays are starting to improve. Traffic brought to you by True Natural Gas. They could report aliens have landed, but that wouldn't be true. Here's something that is true. True Natural Gas offers low rates and great customer service. Visit TrueNaturalGas.com. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
Everyone has an opinion.
I've had some great Mondays. I'm having a good Monday right now. Look at beautiful outside.
Got that nice loud shirt.
Eric Von Hessler has an opinion.
It's a citrusy, summery, I think breezy kind of shirt.
And some advice.
But just remember this.
Eric Von Hessler, today at 3.
I never have and never will smoke a cigar.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's the Love Your Home Minute from TE Certified. Hey, it's Chris Chandler with Josh, the local owner of TE Certified Electrical, Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. And you know him. That's him you see jumping out of the back of their trucks. Josh, something you've done recently to help you love your home.
We recently had the TE HVAC team replace our basement HVAC system with the Daikin Fit. We install a lot of HVAC brands, but the Daikin Fit is my absolute favorite. The system's about half the size of the old one, but it's 40% more efficient, and it's absolutely silent, which is super nice because this one was actually installed outside of our bedroom. It's true variable speed, which means it removes humidity, so as it runs, it actually takes humidity out of the house, and it costs us less money to operate. We install hundreds of systems in Atlanta, and this has been one of our customers' favorite. And so I had to get one in my home, and I absolutely love it.
All right, Josh, that's great. Thank you. I believe a Daikin Fit system from TE will help a lot of our listeners love their home more.
TE certified, we love your home.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray. I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the Portfolio X-Ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The Portfolio X-Ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the portfolio x-ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the portfolio x-ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well. And I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, call us.
The Portfolio X-ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
It's the Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, and Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer with experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
At Castile Heating and Cooling, we know the holidays bring joy, laughter, and lots of people messing with the thermostat. Uncle Steve visiting from out west wants the heat cranked way up, and all the roughhousing little cousins want it Arctic. Castile will keep your HVAC system running strong all season long with expert installation and same-day emergency service. And right now, get up to $5,000 off a new HVAC system install, plus flexible financing available on installs and major repairs. Book CastileAir.com today.
Here's the story of a lovely lady who was bringing up three very lovely girls.
Happy 68th birthday to the middle Brady boy. Actor Christopher Knight, a.k.a. Peter Brady, turned 68. Vinny, $20 up for grabs, my friend. Vinny Drip, down south. Vinny Bag of Donuts. Aside from Peter Brady, name two characters on the Brady Bunch, and you get $20 right now.
We've already gone through this. I said last time Tom Brady.
Not
so
Tom Brady.
A different one.
He's not a character.
Is there a Jack on there?
There is not a Jack John. There's a Jan, but I can't give you that.
Abigail.
Abigail Brady, the ninth daughter. No. One more guess. Just get one and you get $20.
Just get one. Jesus
Brady. Yes. Jesus Brady. Good job, Vin.
Jesus Brady.
Yeah. Jesus Brady. Come get your $20, Vin.
Snap.
I would have, if I were asked, I'm not going to give the obvious ones. I would have given Sam, the butcher, Alice,
sure.
the
Sam and
housekeeper.
Alice,
yeah. We would have accepted Marcia, Jan, Cindy, Carol, Greg, Bobby,
Tiger the dog.
Mike Brady, the dad, rest in peace.
I'll
Anyway,
be ready next time about this Brady brunch.
No, listen, Jesus Brady, come get your $20. That was well worth it, my friend. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. A couple of stories I want to talk about. I am not a police officer. Here you go, Vin. Get your $20. You made us laugh. That's all that matters. But if I were a police officer and I was in this situation, I would have let this gentleman go. Deborah, explain the situation. I think this is a hilarious story.
Okay, it could be a dumb criminal. I don't know. But this is a motorist, so driver out in California, was pulled over for speeding or a traffic violation, it says, and he decided to hand the police officer a Monopoly get out of jail free card. Now, the officer did find it pretty funny.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he still ended up giving him an actual citation. Like, he still got a ticket out of it, but he did give the card back to him. He kind of laughed at him and said, you know what, maybe you should hold on to this for future references. And then he went and shared, the police officer went and shared on social media, like, yeah, this isn't going to work if you get pulled over.
If someone did, it depends on the violation, right? If it's the end of a high-speed police chase and you hand me a Monopoly get-out-of-jail-free card, no, it's not funny. But if I pull someone over going 47 and a 40, and I ask for the license and registration, and they hand me a Monopoly get-out-of-jail-free car, I'd be like, all right, that's funny. That's good. Get on your way. But this guy gave him a ticket.
Yeah, he still got a citation.
I'm going to go pull one of those out. You know what I should do? I've got a bunch of Waffle House, Chick-fil-A gift cards. And next time the officer asks for me for license registration.
Kind of like bribery, isn't it?
I don't know. It's chicken sandwich for your time. I don't know. One more story, local story for the business folks. There's going to be a new large industrial park apparently built in Metro Atlanta.
Developers Bridge Logistic Properties. Now, they're proposing this. It hasn't been cleared yet, but they want to build a big industrial warehouse down in South Fulton, and it's supposed to be bigger than what Lenox Mall currently is. Ooh. Now, even though a lot of places closed during the pandemic, they're kind of saying, well, it's eventually going to come back. We've got all these data centers. Shipping isn't going to get less, right? We want everything delivered to us. You're going to need all of these regional distribution centers. So they're kind of jumping on it, thinking, all right, if we buy this area now, we can develop it, and they want it to be done by 2028.
Love it. Love more development, a lot more jobs in industrial parks. That was one of the main economic drivers in my town. Once the mills closed down, big industrial parks. All right, we'll monitor that. Sabrina has your news, weather, and traffic. When we come back, day 38 of the government shutdown, some movement on the Epstein files, and Deborah has tickets to give away to see Sting. Social media is up and active at Mark Ehrman at WSB Radio.
At Butler Lexus of South Atlanta, buying a car is more than a transaction. It's a 5-star experience because they value you. Enjoy personalized offers and luxury perks, all designed with you in mind. Visit ButlerLexusSouthAtlanta.com or call 800-NEW-LEXUS today. Butler Lexus South Atlanta, the standard of amazing.
John, my guy, look who it is. Been too long.
Hey, Taylor. Yeah, just trying to keep my head above water.
What's going on?
Well, the restaurant's bleeding. Back taxes are crushing me. IRS letters coming faster than drink orders.
Been there. I couldn't sleep for weeks. Then I called 5-Star Tax Help. Total game changer.
5-Star?
Yeah, they handled everything. Back taxes, penalties, payment plan. They've got seasoned tax attorneys who know exactly how to deal with the IRS. After 17 years, they're ranked #1 with Forbes and hold an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau.
Seriously? All right, I'm calling them now.
800-516-8408 or 5startaxhelp.com. The IRS doesn't wait.
Hi, this is Victor Latham, lead tax attorney at 5-Star Tax Help. If you're behind on taxes, don't wait. We've been solving tax problems for over 17 years. We're ranked #1 by Forbes, and we hold an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Call us today at 800-516-8408 or visit 5startaxhelp.com. Let's get your peace of mind back before the IRS makes the next move.
Cheers, man. Next round's on me.
That is, if the IRS doesn't swipe it first.
Whether it's a slip that ends in a slip disc, a trick knee that's holding you back, or shoulder pain hurting your game, you can count on Northside Hospital Orthopedics. With leading care in Georgia at convenient locations all across the state, we're here to get you back on your feet, no matter what comes your way. Because Georgia moves us, and we keep Georgia moving. Find a provider near you at northside.com/ortho. That's northside.com/ORTHO.
The holidays are approaching, so let my friends at Publix help you save money by shopping on the buy one, get one deals each week. Hey, it's Mark Aram. Yeah, there are BOGOs galore at your neighborhood Publix supermarkets. I love going in there and just following the yellow brick road of BOGOs. Save when you shop with the latest buy one, get one free items, deals on your favorites, and make sure you check out the BOGO deals before you shop. You can find the weekly ad online at Publix.com or in the Publix app. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
It's time to renovate your home and you've got designs in your head, but will they pass code? Hire Sketchhouse Architects before you call a builder to make sure your design is up to code and zoning compliant. Hi, I'm Richard Taylor, architect at Sketchhouse. We're going to make this easy to get your ideas on paper, and Sketchhouse will connect you with multiple builders to bid on your job through the Sketchhouse Builders Network. You're going to save thousands of dollars with Sketchhouse Architects. We're going to make this easy for you. Go to sketchhouse.com. That's sketch, H-A-U-S, sketchhouse.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by Main Street Auto. Air travelers across the nation and here in Atlanta voicing frustration today as the federal government's order to reduce flights by 4% takes effect.
It's the first day of the new order from the FAA, which will increase by 1% daily until it hits 10% next Friday. Those ramping cuts have many travelers flying out today concerned about whether they'll be able to make it back home.
It's just difficult to understand how they just can't figure this out. You know, it's going to impact everybody.
I'm praying that they get this together because this is horrible.
The FAA says the goal is to keep air travel safe, with many air traffic controllers calling out or leaving their jobs after weeks without pay. Hartsfield Jackson says it's working to continue giving travelers an optimal experience. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
All right, so your weather for today. Clouds will be rolling in this afternoon and a stray rain shower is possible on your drive home, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Afternoon highs today around 74. Next week, though, we're looking at freezing temperatures. And Georgia Power this morning urging customers to make sure your home's ready for that frigid weather that's headed our way the first part of next week.
You want to make sure that your heat is coming through the home like it should be. Check your HVAC system. Make sure you have insulation and you're sealing your leaks where they need to be sealed, around your windows, your doors.
And Georgia Power's Amanda Sowles also tells us that they have crews, the energy assistant teams that are traveling around the state to help customers in need sign up for different programs that they have to help with those heating costs. A big a big drug bust in Paulding County. 2 people have been arrested, and police are searching for a third. Drug agents say that the dealers were running that drug trafficking operation by having a produce stand as their front. Agents found methamphetamine mixed in with the fruits and vegetables. Melvin Stevens charged with 5 counts of trafficking methamphetamine, 1 count of possession. Police are also looking for Crystal Ballweg, and Athena Alloway is also charged in connection with this drug operation. The Forsyth County Commission extends a moratorium on residential rezoning for another 180 days as the county deals with explosive growth.
Particularly up on the north side right now, we're definitely feeling the pain of some of the transportation projects that just need to get done before we can let a lot of development continue to happen again.
That's Commissioner Carrie Hill and others expressing support for the continued pause until early May, although they could lift it sooner. The Forsyth County School Board initially requested a 6-month pause on rezoning due to overcrowding at schools. And Starbucks dropped a $30 barista cold cup yesterday, and if you wanted one, well, it might have been hard to get. The glass cup is shaped like a bear wearing a winter cap in a signature Starbucks green. It sold out within just minutes after becoming available nationwide. So if you missed out, the cups have already made their way to the secondary market, with some listed for hundreds of dollars. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is down 282 at 46,629. So the Dow's down more than 0.5%. NASDAQ's down almost 2%, and the S&P is down more than a full percent. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams at the WSB 24-hour Traffic Center.
Still watching that work zone into Cobb County. Left lane knocked out. I-20 eastbound. Panola Road exit 71. Delays stretch back to Wesley Chapel Road. 285 north and southbound on the west side. You're on the brakes both directions trying to get onto I-20, the west freeway, so just be mindful of that slow zone. And if you're traveling on 316 westbound through Gwinnett County, those delays have cleared from that earlier rolling construction that was in the right lane approaching I-85. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Increasing cloud cover through this afternoon. An isolated rain shower possible for the ride home today. Afternoon high 74. Lows tonight in the low 60s as rain showers move through. Drying out tomorrow afternoon, high 75.
It is 65 degrees right now in Johns Creek, 67 in Marietta. Tucker, you have 66 degrees. We'll have more news at noon. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
If it's happening on the streets of Atlanta.
After suspect refuses
is to exit home on Summer Chase Drive.
If it's happening on the roads leading to Atlanta.
Looks to be a tanker truck crashed into the median on the JamCam.
95.5 WSB has you covered.
The major culprits squeezing household budgets for auto insurance, gasoline, and utilities.
Your 24/7 news source. Tune in throughout the day to stay up to date.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
I want to thank all of the federal workers, all of our air traffic controllers, our
That's
TSA
David Seymour, American Airlines Chief Operating Officer, speaking from Dallas-Fort Worth. Day 38 of the government shutdown and the aviation impact. Plus, Deborah's got Sting tickets to give away. Coming up next on the Mark Arum Show.
Do you have any idea how often I have used Omaha Steaks products on my front porch for my friends and family? You know, I have guys over on Sunday nights. We watch football, drink some bourbon, have cigars, and I cook. And very often it's a steak platter, and I get it from Omaha Steaks. I make some bread, usually focaccia, and then I'll get the New York strips from Omaha Steaks, maybe some sausages as well, and throw them on the grill and just mix it with the bread. And it's easy to do, and Omaha Steaks makes it so easy. And you can do it too. And right now, get $35 off at Omaha Steaks with promo code ERIC at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. You go to omahasteaks.com. You know, and they're the official sponsor of tailgating right now. It's the perfect time of year to watch football and grill out from Omaha Steaks. I do it. You can too. You go to omahasteaks.com right now. Get $35 off with promo code ERIC, ERICK, at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com.
Will my hair really grow back? Will you stay with me tonight, Mommy?
By giving today, you can help our kids get the care and treatment they need. Give to Children's for that. Donate today at choa.org/give.
Hi, I'm Andy, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a product development manager, I make sure every piece of fine jewelry at Shane Company is meticulously designed for quality. From 14-karat gold chains, pearl necklaces, diamond studs, and of course, dream engagement rings. We know you can get your holiday gifts anywhere these days, but knowing your loved one's gift was crafted by master jewelers? It's a difference everyone can see and feel, no matter the price. All of our fine jewelry begins with a vision by our in-house designers. Then, we ensure each piece meets our high-quality standards every step of the way, including the smallest details. It's why our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive, free lifetime warranty that covers everything and doesn't cost a dime. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry to be nothing short of perfect. Come see for yourself. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Sell your home with Mark Spain Real Estate and get the strongest cash offer in the industry. You'll save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
He packed in the animals 2 by 2, ox, camel, and a kangaroo.
11:37 on this, thank goodness it's Friday edition of the Mark Arum Show, with you till noon. Eric Erickson, noon to 3, then the Doctrinaires, 3 till Shelley Winter here on 95.5. I don't do that enough, Deborah. I don't reset the lineup for the rest of the day enough. And that's something I want to work on. That'll be my SMART goal for 2026 is to
the SMART goals.
Yeah, I only tease Erickson coming up, but
well, that's because we know he's
sure
right after us.
But you know, Von Hessler and then Shelley, and
maybe we could make them do some work and say, hey, what are you talking about? And
no, I've already tried.
Really? I'll get our boss
tried.
on that.
I've already tried on that. Before we get back to the government shutdown, we do, for the last day this week, have an amazing set of tickets to give away. Deborah, what do we have today?
Tickets to go see Sting at Synovus Bank Amphitheater at Chastain Park on May 15th.
Oh, such a good concert, such a good venue, such a high volume of callers. 38th day of the shutdown.
It's no tickets next week, right?
Not Sting, but we'll be giving away something. It's going to keep going, Vin.
Yeah, we'll make up something.
No one wants the government shutdown to end more than Vinny.
Didn't we just get a box of T-shirts? We can give those away next week.
We did give a box of T-shirts.
Yeah.
38th caller, Vin, I'm sorry. 404-872-0750. 38th caller to 404-872-0750 wins our final pair of tickets to see Sting and Chastain, courtesy of the Mark Arum Show and WSB. I do want to update the horrific UPS plane crash in Kentucky. At least 13 people now have been confirmed dead in that crash outside the Louisville airport this week, but authorities say that number could rise. 9 people still missing. Wow. More from ABC's Matt Rivers.
UPS identifying their 3 crew members on board that plane that died in that crash. Captain Richard Wartenberg, First Officer Lee Truitt, and International Relief Officer Captain Dana Diamond. The NTSB leading this investigation. They have successfully extracted data from both the flight data and cockpit voice recorders, as preliminary data shows the plane got up to 450 feet above ground, going 210 miles an hour when it crashed.
So 13 dead and 9 people still missing. So that flight, that explosive, fully fueled jet, what did they say, Deborah, yesterday? The reporter in Louisville, 30,000 gallons of fuel on that jumbo jet that was flying from Louisville to Honolulu. So it looks like, sadly, that death toll is going to go up to 22 individuals. Updating this, Deborah, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Mountbatten. Who is that, Deborah?
Prince Andrew.
That is Prince Andrew,
Yeah.
right? If you watch The Crown, you know. Once known as Prince Andrew, has been asked by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee to testify in their investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. Andrew is accused of having close ties to Epstein, as well as sexually abusing Virginia Giuffre when she was 17. Giuffre died by suicide earlier this year. ABC's Ian Pennell has more.
Just last week, King Charles stripping his brother of his titles and his home as further questions arose over Andrew's friendship with Epstein. U.S. House representatives citing an email recently released that caused controversy in both the U.S. and the U.K. Andrew reportedly writing to Epstein in 2011 saying, "We're in this together and we'll play some more soon." In an interview with the BBC in 2019, he claimed he'd cut ties with Epstein in 2010.
I don't know. Prince Andrew's not doing much these days, but if you live in England and you're disgraced Prince Andrew and the Democrats call you to testify, are you flying across the Atlantic to come talk about a subject that you don't want to talk about? Like, there's no subpoena power that they can be like, hey, Mountbatten, get your tush over. There's no chance that happens, right? No chance.
Why would he leave?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not leaving his free cottage.
No chance whatsoever. ABC News Royals contributor, not Lord's Royals, but the actual Royals, Robert Johnson, agrees with me. He says there's no way Andrew's going to comply.
The Congress development is hugely significant because it shows how seriously it's being taken. My opinion is he will simply ignore the request by Congress. More embarrassment for the royal family and more embarrassment for him.
Yeah, not a chance. He's broke, though. So unless they offer him money, like we'll pay for your flight, coach, middle seat.
Next to the biohazard guy.
And we'll give you $100 a day in per diem. I mean, dude's broke as a joke now. Although, do you know what his rent is that he's paying for the?
Doesn't he not pay rent?
No. Well, there has to. So he's living in King Charles as one of his private.
Right, in his cottage.
And so apparently, legally, there has to be some sort of payment made to the landlord.
It's like $20 or something, or pounds.
1 kernel of black pepper.
Like a peppercorn?
Yeah, peppercorn. Thank you. That's the word. That's what he pays per year.
Can I get that rent deal?
No. That's pretty remarkable because I guess in English law, if you're renting a place, you actually have to give something. And I don't know why they wouldn't use a pound, but 1 peppercorn is what
I
King
wonder
Charles.
if that's hard to find, like, because you can get money. He's got a piggy bank somewhere, but like if he's not into pepper, like how do you find a specific peppercorn?
Does King Charles come the first of the month? Where's my peppercorn, buddy? Where's my peppercorn? Open up, Andrew. I know you're in there.
I don't think he sounds quite like that.
Yeah. Rent due stew. I'm trying to quote from Coming to America. Rent due stew. You conscious? You conscious, Andrew? Anyway, interesting developments there. Again, as soon as that Arizona Congresswoman sworn in, we allegedly are going to see all of them. And I think Marjorie Taylor Greene, in one of the interviews she's given, says because if you're speaking as a member of Congress, you're immune from libel or prosecution because you're whatever immunity you have. She said she's going to read every person's name in the Epstein files on the floor of the House once that's released. There is some nervous people when that happens.
C-SPAN? That might be worth watching
that
on
will
C-SPAN.
be live on the Mark Arum Show. Please, Marjorie Taylor Greene, if you're listening, do it 9 to noon. Start at 9:07 and end at 11:57, right before Eric Erickson and the news. I love pizza. I love buffets. I'm sad to say, I have never been to a CC's Pizza Buffet before. Have you ever been to a CC's Pizza Buffet?
No.
I mean, I'm kind of a pizza snob, but not really. There's never been one around me, and no one's ever invited me to a CC's. And it used to be super cheap. I don't know what it is now, but apparently CC's is bringing back their infamous $2.99 pizza buffet.
Yeah, I didn't have CC's growing up, so I never had them either. But they're launching a rewards program, like every kind of eatery has its reward program. So they're launching theirs, and to do that, they're going to bring back this all-you-can-eat pizza buffet for the original price that it was years ago for $2.99. So you do have to get the app, download the coupon, but $2.99 adult buffet. Anybody who signs up for it before the end of the month, that could be you guys.
I don't have enough room on my phone.
You need a second phone, one just for apps and ones that you use.
By the way, breaking news, and I hate to say this because I'm an absolute hyper user of this.
Where is Hector?
Dunkin' Donuts points now expire. There's expiration dates. So last Friday, I had 19,000 Dunkin' Donuts points. Every Friday, I go to the Dunkin' Donuts on La Vista. Love the people that work there. Great experience. And I'm buying 24 donuts every Friday, so I make sure I get the credit and the points. So I went to, and I never use points. I'm just hoarding them in case I'm ever food insecure. I've got munchkins for days. And I opened the app today, and I had 19,900 points last Friday. It's down to 15,000 today. And I asked,
use it or lose it.
I said, what's going on? She's like, yeah, they expire now. That just blows my whole budget for my food budget for 2026. Now I'm gonna have to go. And I've just been sitting on them. I'm not using them.
Can you use them for other things? Like, do they give you tumblers or like T-shirts or something?
I don't know, like bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches, coffees.
It's all food.
You know what? We'll go through it after the show, Deborah. I'm glad you brought that up.
You have to do your open enrollment.
Anyways, yeah, I'll do that this weekend. I did the cyber hack training yesterday. I don't know what this audio is, Longoria, but Vinny found audio on CC's Pizza Buffet.
Right now, they have $3 buffets for up to 4 adults when you sign up on their app.
All right, so just Alex Williams talking about the CC's Buffet. Speaking of Alex Williams, let's check the ride around town. By the way, Nick from Flowery Branch won our final pair of tickets to see Sting. Winners or losers on the roads right now, Alex?
You got some losers out on the East Freeway. You're not doing too good if you're on I-20 eastbound, Mark, trying to make your way out toward Lithonia. It's all due to left lane construction at Panola Road, exit 71. That is slowing the ride about a mile or so back to Wesley Chapel. South side, 75 southbound, all volume through Stockbridge from Highway 138 down to Hudson Bridge Road. And seeing a few brake lights through Midtown, 75-85 southbound 17th Street as you head down past North Avenue and Georgia Tech. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
It's the longest government shutdown in history.
There are few signs of progress to end the stalemate.
The effects are being felt all across Atlanta.
It's being called ATL Cares. The initiative rolled out by Mayor Andre Dickens includes a moratorium on water shutoffs and evictions.
When will it end?
This is the longest shutdown of any government in our history.
What happens next?
It's time to sit down and negotiate with Democrats.
Tune in throughout the day to stay up to date.
Lawmakers say there are some talks underway.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
Does this sound like you, where every step or reach is a reminder of what hurts, a reminder of what you're not able to do and how far you've drifted from the life you used to have when you didn't feel that pain? Good news for you, because relief is closer than you think, and it doesn't have to come from a scalpel. What if it could come from you? It's Mark Aaron from my pals at QC Kinetics, where they tap into your body's own regenerative power using natural healing factors that help restore and repair damaged tissue, reduce inflammation, and relieve pain at its source. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery. And this Veterans Day, QC Kinetics is giving back to their heroes. Veterans will get $500 off their treatment, and for every non-veteran who starts care, QC Kinetics will donate $500 to the Wounded Warrior Project. A great time to book your free consultation. So call QC Kinetics today. 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. Locations in Decatur, Lawrenceville, Sandy Springs, Marietta, Stockbridge, and Douglasville.
The wait is over. AC/DC's Back Live Power Up Tour, August 27th. Mercedes-Benz Stadium with the Pretty Reckless. Don't wait. Buy your ticket right now. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. August 27th, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Don't miss AC/DC. Oh, yeah!
The NBA season's rolling, and DraftKings' newest game, Pick 6, is the easiest way to play for your shot at big wins. NBA stars are lighting it up. Now their numbers aren't just highlights, they're your shot to cash in. Here's how it works. Just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats. The better your picks, the bigger your payout. New DraftKings customers get $50 in Pick 6 credits with just a $5 entry on your first pick set. Don't just watch basketball. Pick, play, cash in. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code AtlantaTalk. That's code AtlantaTalk. Play just $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Make the call. Ride the upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Ends December 2nd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
I'm Channel 2's Lori Wilson.
I'm Fred Blankenship. Channel 2 Action News this morning is the best place to be for breaking news.
So much is happening, and we're on it. Our reporters are the first to know in your community, bringing you fresh information, the best video.
We know you depend on us. It's why we're everywhere live to prepare you for the day ahead.
In the morning, see what's new.
Don't miss a day. Join us. Channel 2 Action News this morning, 4:30 to 7.
I'm Brian Parks, head of commercial banking in Atlanta for Ameris Bank. I've been in banking for over 30 years, and my team and I know that businesses have the best results when they work with local bankers who know the Atlanta market. Bankers who will work to understand your business operations and bring good ideas to the table. At Ameris Bank, we do that. I invite you to reach out so we can start a conversation. Visit amerisbank.com/yourbusiness or a local branch near you. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours, member FDIC.
Picture it, your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Save big on eggs. Right now, 18-count cartons of large grade A Kroger brand eggs are on sale for just $1.99 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
And the holiday season is officially underway. Dave Baker here for Coolray Heating and Cooling. You and I both know that there's nothing worse than having a house full of family and friends and your HVAC system goes all wonky. So right now, Coolray's offering up to $2,250 back in rebates and free installation with the purchase of a complete Carrier system. You take care of your family and friends, Coolray will take care of keeping everyone comfortable. Call or go online today at Coolray.com and book your appointment. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join Medi-Share and save even more than usual. For many families, joining Medi-Share means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. But what's more, Medi-Share members like it. We know this from member surveys. They like it a lot. It's a proven thing now. Medi-Share has been around for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing, too. If you join before November 15th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they will waive your application fee. So you save $100 right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. Again, the deadline is November 15th, so call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Because of the HIV virus that I have attained, I will have to retire from the Lakers.
34 years ago today, I believe Atlanta's Morning News was cooking in 1991. Magic Johnson shocked the nation by announcing he would suddenly leave basketball due to his HIV-positive status. That was earth-shattering news there. You remember, right? You were old enough to remember that.
I remember that. It was huge because at that point, AIDS was terrifying, especially to kids. And
Our
it was a
generation,
death sentence. It was
exactly. But he eventually came back to play. That changed the
The conversation about the disease?
No, that changed what folks or kids of my generation did.
Oh, yes. More you were very careful.
That, I mean, you talk about like, oh, all right, never mind. I am not going to have coitus. I don't, if Magic Johnson can get it, it's great. I think the only other person similar to that had that impact for the Gen X kids was Pedro Zamora, right? From Real World.
Oh, now that one hit me because I think I was in junior high school
That
when that
was-
happened, and that felt really close.
For folks that don't know, he was on Real World San Francisco, and he was HIV positive. Did he get married? Didn't he marry?
On the show.
On the
Yeah,
show.
they did it
Sean?
I don't remember the name, but
it
I
was
think
Sean.
so, yeah.
All right, which is a segue to what the Supreme Court's doing right now. 9 justices of the Supreme Court meeting in secret today to discuss whether to take certain cases. One of them, the highly watched case involving same-sex marriage. Stephen Portnoy, our buddy from ABC, has more.
The case is being brought by former Kentucky County Clerk Kim Davis, who famously refused to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples. Davis was briefly jailed and ordered to pay one couple $360,000 in damages and attorney's fees. She argues her First Amendment rights have been violated. She also says the court's